What is reality? Reality is what we believe to be true about the nature of our surroundings. But how do we come to decide that true nature? Do we conceive it completely on our own? Or do other devices gently sway our thoughts onto a pre-decided path? This is the hard question we must all ask ourselves as free humans on this planet. Who sculpts your reality?
Reality. What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
It has been entirely too long, but we're back.
And
It's Wednesday
just checking
night.
for technical difficulties there. It looks
gonna
all
happen
good. Looks
right
all
off the
good.
bat.
Everybody hearing everything. Yay!
There's always a technical
Good to be
difficulty.
back, guys.
There's something's wrong.
We're joined tonight by FANTHOMSPEYE,
What's up?
all the way from Nafik,
I'm here in the couch,
here in the couch.
buried in the couch between these two dudes.
So we got a lot to cover. We missed a lot. You know,
Yeah,
but we're
it's-
back. We're going to get caught up eventually. Maybe.
I want
Maybe.
all of my Patreon money's worth a show tonight. Yeah, like 6 months of Patreon payments to get me back for.
Yep.
Okay, well, if it's like that, then let's get right into it here. What do we got first? U.S. diplomats involved in trafficking of human blood and pathogens for secret military program.
Shit.
Zero hedge.
I would expect nothing less.
Wait, where did this come from? Originally published
What?
on Diliana.bg?
Oh, awesome.
Bulgaria?
Diana. The U.S. Embassy to, you want to say that word?
Tbilisi.
Tbilisi transports frozen human blood and pathogens as diplomatic cargo for secret U.S. military program. Internal documents implicating U.S. diplomats in the transportation of and experimenting on pathogens under diplomatic cover were leaked to me by Georgian insiders. According to these documents, Pentagon scientists have been deployed to the Republic of Georgia and have been given diplomatic immunity to research deadly diseases and biting insects at the Lugar Center, the Pentagon Biolaboratory in Georgia's capital, Tbilisi.
Now, why would they
Tbilisi.
need to go all the way out there to do that?
Well, I will tell you this. I do know that they have,
Because it's out in
Like-
bumfuck nowhere.
yeah, you know,
Oh,
like
it's-
NATO shit, like they do. This doesn't surprise me at all.
But
you
the
know what I mean?
Pentagon specifically, like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
U.S. military, but you know, doing it under diplomatic cover is totally different, I guess.
yeah.
All right, so yeah, because like I think even Obama, like there was some talks. Obama gave a talk in front of the CFR or put a white paper in or something about inspecting these sites where these biological
Right.
things are
So it's
in
just
the Soviet, you know, the Soviet breakup states over there. And shit.
I got you. Yeah. So it's like an oversight cooperative thing.
Right, but now they're talking under diplomatic cover, which sounds pretty like
is a whole
super
different
fucking
bag of
illegal.
cats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
even worse. So the military facility is just one of the many Pentagon biolaboratories in 25 countries across the world. They are funded by the Defense Threat Reduction Agency under a $2.1 billion military program, Cooperative Biological Engagement Program (CBEP),
Spip.
and are located in former Soviet Union countries such as Georgia and Ukraine, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and Africa. Spreading
Yeah,
the disease.
You certainly don't want those plagues breaking out on home soil, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So the Pentagon Biolaboratory is heavily guarded. All passers-by within a radius of 100 meters are filmed, although the military biolaboratory is located within a residential area.
Oh, well, that's nice.
That's fucking
It's a steady
great.
source of employment, these filming jobs.
Yeah.
I am being filmed while talking to local residents on the street near the Pentagon Biolaboratory, and I want to know why the security guards are filming me. What do you think, man?
What, is she gonna get an
That's right
answer in the caption of the photo? Like, that's the place to ask this question. I want to know.
Side note, when we were up at Bilderberg, the cops were filming us.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole row of them just filming us.
Yeah.
We're like filming them back, we're filming each other. It's fucking funny, dude. Anyway, security guards warn me that if I do not comply, show my passport and leave this place, I will be arrested. You shall not. My official request to the Lugar Center for access to the facility and interviews has also been rejected. Really?
You don't say.
Secret experiments at night. However, I go back at night when the laboratory is seemingly still working. No matter how far the distance, the air is laden with the smell of chemicals.
Well, that's just being in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The smell-
Georgia in America or Georgia in Russia.
Right.
It's
Universal.
the chemical
Doesn't matter.
chemical crack smell.
What
The
that
smell
translates to in Latin is place of smells.
This smell coming from the Lugar Center at night is blown by the wind to the residential area. Local residents from you want to go for that one?
Alexievka.
Alexievka neighborhood where the laboratory is located complain that dangerous chemicals are being secretly burned at night and hazardous waste is being emptied into the nearby river through the laboratory's pipes.
I believe it. It sounds 100%
No doubt, man.
plausible.
They're cooking up a new Lyme disease over there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A diplomatic car.
AIDS too.
There's that car. There it is.
Okay, this must be where a diplomatic car with U.S. Embassy registration plates can be seen in the car park of the Lugar Center at night when the laboratory is still seemingly working. Ooh. Cool night vision pictures, man. A few hours later, the diplomatic vehicle is still in the car park of the Lugar Center. There's a strong smell of chemicals in the area. Locals complain of constant headaches, nausea, high blood pressure, and dizziness when chemicals are being burned at night. There's a smoke, black, red, and green at night, or especially early in the morning around 3 or 4. Even hens have died. Ooh, they put a big pipe on the ground and connected it to the trains. Jesus Christ, man. The smell comes from there. It smells like rotten eggs and decaying hay. The smell is so bad it's spread in different directions by the wind.
It sounds like it's just sulfur, and it's probably...
But still, man, you're talking about a biological disease factory plant.
Yeah, I'm just playing
I don't give a fuck what they're
devil's
dumping.
advocate here.
Yeah.
Chemical smell.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's not every chemical.
Well, what's it doing to the
know,
drinking water, too, man?
What is that? It's fucking Georgia. And I mean, then I'm sure there's all kinds of fucking shit in the
Gonna
drinking
make it
water.
worse, so that makes it okay.
No, I'm just saying, like,
It means they can get
You know.
away with it.
that's basically what I'm getting at. Yeah, it's like there's no governing authority to enforce all this shit. So yeah,
Right.
there's probably shit like this widespread, and it's good that there's
Well,
people looking
you know,
into
it's
it.
being done in at least 25 other countries,
Right.
according to this
Right.
article.
I believe it for real though.
So, you know, it doesn't... It's fucked up, man, because, you know, they do it here. They say that Lyme disease came from, what was it, Montauk? Because Lyme was right across the water from it.
Right.
Anyways, so what do we got up next? I mean, you guys want to check out the documents, read the rest of that, whatever. It's up at zerohedge.com. I believe it is.
So that is pretty damn weird.
Where do we get into the part about the trafficking human blood?
Well,
that was
Well, that's...
part of the test sampling or something.
I
suppose.
mean, you know, I guess... Here's the documents.
They make it sound like it's a vampire cabal.
It is.
Or
This
something.
letter from the Ministry of Health of Georgia to the U.S. Embassy in, what was it? Tbilisi exempts the importation from registration as the American diplomats claim the frozen human blood is needed for research purposes in connection with American program on hepatitis C.
it's probably a clan of Malkavians over there.
Probably 100% plausible.
So, you guys heard about the 3D printing guns, right?
Yeah.
And you know how
The
they're
shot
trying
heard
to-
around the internet.
They're trying to crack down on it like crazy and shit.
They're
Which-
trying.
good
Well, I
luck.
saw that gift.
Look at this, man. You know, I'm not saying either way what this guy may or may not have done, but this is a typical operating procedure for these people. So let's just.
What are you
take
saying?
a
This
look.
guy's a spook?
No.
Cody Wilson?
No, I'm not saying he's a spook. I'm saying he's being attacked
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
for the 3D printing
yeah,
shit.
yeah. This whole thing's pretty interesting.
Facing
drama.
sex assault
As soon as
charge
I
in
figure out how
Taiwan.
to- Boom, there it is. Update, creator of 3D printed gun facing sex assault charge and now in Taiwan, police
Oh,
says. Boo, 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 boo.
how typical.
You want to read that?
What a surprise. Okay, 2:30 p.m. Update. Austin police are working with international authorities to bring Cody Wilson, an Austin man at the center of a debate about 3D printed guns, back to the country from Taiwan to face a sexual assault charge filed in Travis County on Wednesday. Wilson's last known location was the Taiwanese capital of Taipei. Austin Police Commander Troy, Officer. The dude's name is Troy Officer. That's fucking...
Commander Troy Officer.
Stop it, dude. This is a fucking bogus article. Hold on, this isn't even real. Commander Officer. All right, let's get past that.
Yeah.
Wilson missed a scheduled flight back to the United States and is thought to have left the country after a friend of the 16-year-old sexual assault victim told him that police were investigating him. He said that she said that he was like gonna run
Well, you know, you can't say either way, really. I mean, you weren't there,
A
but
scheduled flight that's not, you know, come on, scheduled, whatever. Police do not know why Wilson went to Taiwan, only that he frequently travels there for business. That's a little fishy, officer said. Commander officer.
Commander
Is it captain officer?
Do you think this
It's
was just
officer,
like
officer.
some random black ops guy?
Mr. Sergeant.
And he was like, "Yeah, sure, my name is Troy Officer."
Commander,
Troy Officer.
Captain Sergeant. Wilson has been entered into a national law enforcement computer for sexual assault of a child, the officer said. Wow, so just a accusation, I guess?
Right.
Like, don't you have
Well,
to...
no, there you go. The affidavit said that a counselor called Austin police on August 22nd to report that a girl under the age of 17 told her that she'd had sex with a 30-year-old man on August 15th and was paid $500. Well, in a forensic interview, the girl told authorities that she created an account on sugardaddymeat.com and began exchanging messages with a man who used this username Sanjuro, the affidavit said.
Sanjuro.
The pair messaged online. They began exchanging text messages. During this conversation, Sanjuro identified himself as Cody Wilson. The victim said that Sanjuro described himself to the victim as a big deal. The affidavit said.
A big deal.
Profile. I chose to print the gun. That's a choice you can't back away
See,
from.
you're right. They're getting into these,
According to
like,
the document,
salacious details now.
Wilson
that's
sent
like,
the girl images of his penis, and then she sent him nude photos as well. So first of all, you're probably supposed to be
18 to use sugardaddymeat.com, no
Sure,
doubt
right.
in my mind.
Yeah, so it's not up to Wilson to make some... Right, entrapment more than anything. You know?
if
this probably... Wait,
absolutely
when did this
entrapment.
happen? When did this happen? Probably after the whole thing occurred with him anyway.
With the whole gun printing thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
way
he's
after.
been involved in this for years
No,
anyway.
when
But
did they say? When is the...
August 27th. Okay, so that's been last year, but still, that was before the recent blow up with it. You know, the decision
well, they've
they
been
made in
cracking
Washington.
down
or
on
whatever.
this shit for a while, man.
Well, there was a recent court ruling or something that they allowed them to be posted, and then they rescinded it. Some single fucking judge somewhere, activist goddamn judge.
No.
Well, and
I don't like it.
No,
and obviously,
sir,
I mean,
don't like it.
if you got paid, then obviously it wasn't assault.
That's true.
Yeah,
She-
I
who-
mean, well,
who
it's
bargained
assault.
for this?
It's assault now because
Is it?
apparently the girl was 17, right? But
She prostituted herself.
she prostituted herself on sugardaddymeat.com.
Why isn't she treated as an adult? Why is she treated as a child even? Then,
Well-
I mean, if you were to hit someone with your car at 17, you're fucking
See,
treated
this
as an
is
adult.
this
you
is
know?
a tricky case here, man, because it's not like this dude just ran out and was like, "I'm gonna find me a little kid."
This woman went out and found an adult to trap. There's no way around that.
And had to have pretended that she was at least 18.
Of course. I mean, she clicked a button that said I'm 18. You know, she's right there. She's, you know, breaking the license agreement for the website.
So like, you
Right
know,
off the jump.
It's not up to Cody Wilson. There's no legal obligation for him to check the age of someone on this over 18 website, right?
Pretty much. I mean, it's
2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Look, man,
That's some bogus shit, man.
it's like, where did this come from? Did they just tap into their database and be like, let's scan all this shit and see what he's did? And
No,
then looked
they-
into it and was like,
dude.
oh,
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they had if they just sent some fucking girl in there like, okay, go after this account, send them pictures of your tits, and say $500, and you know, save all the chat logs.
right.
I mean, it wouldn't even take some shadow government to do that. That could just be some fucking some people that don't like the guy.
Well,
you know what I mean?
the officer, the commander officer guy, that was a total made up name.
Commander Troy Officer.
Commander.
My name
Troy
is
Officer.
Sergeant.
You know, we got an article here.
You want to go into
Did
this
you pull-
Manafort stuff?
I don't, but I guess we can. This one? I'll pull it
Yeah,
up
the
there.
pro-Ukraine lobbying campaign reached Obama and Biden.
Oh yeah, that's all he was fucking doing for
Yeah,
10 years. Is
we're
working
gonna try and
with
get
that
the
group of
Muggle
people.
politics out of the way
Yeah.
early
Yeah,
on.
This
I
is
figured.
this is barely even.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
So apparently, Paul Manafort's pro-Ukraine campaign reached the top of the White House with one of the members of his lobbying effort meeting President Barack Obama and Vice President Joe Biden in 2013, according to new court documents released Friday. New member of the so-called Habsburg Group. That sounds kind of like the Bilderberg Group, doesn't it? Which comprised former European politics. Manafort convened as part of his lobbying effort in support of the Ukraine's then President Viktor Yanukovych, came with a foreign prime minister on May 16th, 2013 to meet with Obama and Biden, as well as senior U.S. officials and the executive and legislative branches. So yeah, they're trying to deliver the message of not letting the Russians steal the Ukraine from the West.
The Ukraine.
So
Steal the Ukraine from the West.
yeah.
All right.
So
Continue.
yeah.
My man.
Manafort, President Donald Trump's former campaign chief, pleaded guilty on Friday to 2 criminal charges from Special Counsel Robert Mueller, dead off a potentially dramatic trial over allegations that he violated U.S. laws on foreign lobbying. Notice nobody's going after Kerry, right? Because Kerry's still fucking with the Iranians.
Mm-hmm.
And
Kerry's just getting further and further fucking himself, man. I don't know what they must just be letting that guy like hang himself. And
yeah, just do whatever you want, guy.
I don't understand.
So, the court documents released Friday say Manafort failed to register as a foreign lobbyist as required under U.S. law or disclose a host of meetings, including the one involving Obama and Biden.
So now the question is, are they really going to fucking get all the people who did that? Because it was a lot of, I'm sure it was a fucking ton of people.
Well,
you
no,
could probably
'cause
get Hillary Clinton tied up in that shit.
That's a very typical thing to these types of get you on a technicality kind of thing. They can get, you're right, man, they can get anyone on the shit. But more importantly, what they've done, this immediate group around Manafort, when he was, working back in 2016, 2014.
We're all going to die just,
fuck! Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Yep.
Anyway,
they've
given half these guys immunity just to testify against Manafort. Yeah,
Right.
how is it that you give 6 people immunity to
to get him on a technicality?
against the same crime, to get one guy for the crime, just because you want to fucking apply pressure to get him to fucking say whatever you want him to
Man,
do.
I've been saying it for a while, man. All this shit is just a fucking dog and pony show. Keep everybody fucking preoccupied. Nothing's really going to come.
Yeah,
Sky Manafort might go down for a little while, but then what?
I mean, he could easily get a pardon. That's 100%.
Yeah, with
that's
Trump,
100% in the
Honestly,
realm of-
I'm for anything that encourages gridlock in D.C. because when they're busy fucking each other, they're not busy fucking us.
I don't know, man. They kind of just unfucked a lot of the tax code. That's a good thing to finally get some progress on a little bit, man. I mean, it's not fucking perfect, but
I mean, it's not completely abolished yet. But
Yeah, it won't be perfect until it's gone.
I'm with you, but
Yeah.
it's getting closer. You know what I mean? There are some things happening. But
baby
it's not
steps.
so bad. It's not so bad to have actual progress if it's like in a decent direction.
I guess. All right, so what's it? The lobbying effort caught prosecutors' attention to persuade the U.S. government to support Yanukovych, who was at the time under international fire for jailing a rival, former Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko.
Oh yeah,
U.S. lawmakers
she's my favorite.
had condemned Yanukovych's actions, and he would later flee Ukraine for Russia after his government security forces beat protesters in 2013. Court documents and filings with the Justice Department previously revealed that some members of Manafort's Habsburg group and showed that they had met with dozens of members of Congress, congressional staffers, and Obama administration officials. But Friday brought the first indication that the campaign stretched to the top of the U.S. government. So, yeah, I mean, what did I say? Here comes the new boss, same as the old boss.
Mm-hmm.
And, they've been doing this stuff for... There's been shady dealings with the top levels of U.S. government and the top levels of European and Russian government for fucking as long as anyone can remember.
But it doesn't matter.
International
Trump,
politics
Obama, Bush, Clinton.
It's a big club, and you're not in it.
We done with that? I think I want to be done
Yeah, I think
with
we're
that.
pretty much done with that.
All right, because I really want to talk about this because it gets me so mad.
The U.S. backing killer robots?
Oh yeah, there's this one.
Because they love that shit.
Oh why? The U.S. is backing killer robots. And I just want to say that this article comes from Popular Mechanics, so it no doubt is geared towards making you think that it's really a good idea for us to have killer robots.
No, I don't know. I mean, there's definitely been a pretty wide consensus against AI, deadly AI. I would say before we even get into this article, I'm going to venture a guess that the answer is basically because someone else is going to do it first, and the first person to do it's going to fucking win.
Right.
And
that's not necessarily true either.
I don't know, man. This is the absolutely the next space race is AI soldiers, man. I mean, AI drones that can fly themselves, and you can just launch a fleet of 1,000 with
What's his
one
name?
pilot.
Fedor.
Fedor. Oh no, Fedor is driving.
Fedor, you can't.
Fedor.
Yeah, the Russian space bot that could shoot a gun.
Oh.
As the power of artificial intelligence grows, the likelihood of a future war filled with killer robots grows as well. Proponents suggest that lethal autonomous weapon systems laws. Let's just think about that for a minute. Laws might cause less collateral damage, while critics warn that giving machines the power of life and death would be a terrible, terrible mistake. I'm one of those critics.
Yeah, me too.
No, you're not. You love them.
Nah.
So is FANTHOMSPEYE. Last month's UN meeting on killer robots in Geneva ended with victory for the machines. As a small number of countries block progress toward an international ban, some opponents of such a ban, like Russia and Israel...
Oh no, we have Fedor. We cannot ban Fedor. He is expensive.
Fedor must go to space. We're to be expected since both nations already have advanced military AI programs. But surprisingly, the U.S. also agreed with them. What?
No.
What?
Yeah.
Picking sides. Oh, look.
Hey,
He looks lost.
There's your boy.
All right, in July, 2,400 researchers, including Elon Musk, signed a pledge not to work on robots that can attack without human oversight.
I didn't sign that pledge. Importantly,
Hit them up if you're looking. Google faced a revolt by employees over an artificial intelligence program to help drones spot targets for the Pentagon, and decided not to continue with the work.
Publicly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
that.
Right.
When Google first started, their motto was "Don't be evil," and
Dude.
now their motto is "Help the government build swarms of slaughter bots."
Be as evil as you possibly
just forget
can.
about that other motto.
Pure evil.
I bet Google's already branched off into some dark projects thing like 10 years ago, man, where they've got
Right.
killer robots already out there,
Oh, sure.
you know?
Keist! One of South Korea's top universities suffered an international academic boycott over its work on military robots until it stopped work on them. Groups like the Campaign to Stop Killer Robots are becoming more visible, and Paul Schar's book, Army of None, which details the dangers of autonomous weapons, has been hugely successful. But the government's argument is that any regulation would be premature, hindering new developments which would protect civilians. The Pentagon's current policy is that there should always be a man in the loop controlling any lethal system.
So we're going to get Robocops.
It's
Yep.
going to be like cyborgs, man.
Yeah.
But the submission from Washington to the recent UN meeting argued otherwise. Weapons that do what commanders and operators intend can effectuate their intentions to conduct operations in compliance with the law of war and to minimize harm to civilians. So the argument is that autonomous weapons would make more selective strikes that faulty human judgments would have botched. So you're saying if you let the robots run themselves, they won't, drones won't be bombing weddings anymore?
Well, I don't know, man. I don't think that we can. I think we're very, very far off from being able to just tell an AI, like, adhere to the rules of war. I mean, they might get more autonomous drones to where you can have one guy flying 10 of them, and they're all attacking, and it doesn't take one person doing every single thing, But I don't think we're really, anywhere within like 20 years, really, of having. Because it would take like a general AI.
So what you're
like
saying
that's the singularity.
So what you're saying is, we already got it because in 20 years we're gonna see it.
I mean, what we have will get incrementally better, and it will be used more. We'll see more use, like that police robot thing, or the robot with the 50 cal machine gun up at the top of the article.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see those in use in like riot situations, things like that, more and more. But it'll be the same thing, essentially the same thing. We've plateaued in a sense of what the automation can achieve until we get that general AI that we can just give a command like, here are the rules of war, these are your friends, these are your enemies. Because there's so many, I mean, what do you do when there's so many conditions that AI has to account for. It's very easy to gloss over them, but it becomes an impossible task when you break it down, Though I will say, I remember seeing like 4 or 5 years ago, a video of just a hobbyist that attached an airsoft gun to a drone, just as easily as you would imagine, and he had a camera on it, and he was able to fly around and shoot fucking targets. If a guy can do this in his garage 5 years ago, I refuse to believe that DARPA's maybe like thinking about doing this. Like,
no, they've already. I'm
they
telling
did this
you, dude,
fucking 15,
this has
20
already
years
been
ago.
developed.
Yeah.
Oh
This
yeah,
has already been developed.
They've had this for a long time, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But again, not a general AI. That's the point. When they gloss over, AI this and AI that, they're talking about the singularity. We would be there if we had any general AI, you know, that would be able to take commands and be able to improve on them, automate on its own.
Oh, we want to talk about this active shooter thing?
Well, actually, first,
Where's that?
no, it didn't happen. It was just a drill.
Oh,
Nothing came of it.
See, you know what, though? Anytime some shit goes down, it's just a drill.
Mhm.
There's always a drill.
Which is why it
happening.
ended up on our radar, but nothing came out of it, so...
you guys should talk about that emergency presidential alert drill they're doing.
What is that?
I think it's on the 3rd of October now. They're doing a nationwide test of the emergency alert system, but also a wireless alert, WEA or WAE or some shit, some wireless alert system that any cell phone will, just like an Amber Alert, is going to say, presidential alert. This
Really?
is just a test. But I hope it says, presidential alert, the time has come, mobilize, you know? Like, something. Let's do this.
So look, this is kind of interesting. This popped up, man. Amid all the sex scandals and everything going on with the Catholic Church, China and the Vatican just signed a landmark deal, according to Wall Street Journal. We're not going to read the whole thing because I'm not paying them. I did read it. So it was basically China's Catholics, the priests and all that, were excommunicated, right? Because they were choosing their own leadership and weren't recognizing the Pope.
Right.
But now they have to recognize the Pope.
So I thought China was very...
Anti-Christian.
Just very
anti-Abrahamic in
anti-religion.
I mean,
general.
apparently
Anti-religion
there
in general.
is Chinese Catholics, so...
I would imagine any Chinese organized Catholicism would be, like, run by the state. And, like, heavily state authorized, and with like a limited number of intentionally limited number of members,
which is probably why they, didn't recognize the Vatican as the
they just
weren't allowed to or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's pretty interesting. It just makes you think what the hell else is going on with that, because I mean, with all the shit going on, then you
China's scary
see
like
stuff
that, man.
you see stuff like this popping up.
My thing is, who the hell joins a religion that has leaders?
Having sex with kids, yay! That's literally.
What is going on? What is happening in the fucking world? It's like we've reached the end times. Like, all of a sudden, it's just everything's fucking insane and ridiculous. They're definitely going to try to do this normalizing pedophilia thing, man.
Yeah, man. You can already see it coming, man.
It's just this summer, the amount that it's been pushed, compared to last year. I mean, it's just like what we were talking about,
Drop that in the trello so I can pull it up.
Gender dysphoria thing, being this widely accepted heroic thing, self-destruction, and it's like supposed to be celebrated. It's supposed to be this like, oh, find yourself. Do we celebrate when people jump out of windows because they don't like who they are? Is that like,
depends on who's
good.
doing the jumping.
They found themselves on the concrete. Good. They became who they really wanted to be. Dead. They became who they really wanted to be. A fucking serial killer. Like, is that really, if it's, whatever.
Is that something to celebrate?
I mean, it's just weird that 4 years ago, there was like a 98% fucking consensus on things like this, and it's, and then just all of a sudden there's these push from media outlets and from celebrities and shit, and it's
We're
like,
experiencing levels of degeneracy that shouldn't even be possible.
it's true, man. We're in the I don't know.
Man, I don't give a fuck what anybody wants to do, but the whole like pushing it on other people is where I get a problem. That goes with anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, we're all supposed to, there used to be a saying about, the First Amendment about, I don't, I might not support what you say, but I'll defend your right to say it. Defend with my life your right to say it.
Right.
I feel like that sentiment is just gone, and people are just like, no, you offended me, and you need to die now.
Yeah, and then
you're fucking a Nazi, and you're gonna fucking burn it. You're on the wrong side of history.
I see shit like on social media popping up like fucking, my grandpa so and so didn't die fighting fascists, so you could do this or that. So I'm like, yeah,
everyone's an expert on fucking World War II history all of a sudden when they get offended on fucking Twitter. Idiots, man. They're fucking seriously. It's like we are the generation of fucking idiots, and we are destroying the world.
Yeah, and I mean, the fascists won when LBJ fucking took over, so, you know, nice job, Antifa. Good job on that. There was a fascist coup in your government 40 years ago.
Here's this presidential
Y'all
tweet.
were asleep at the wheel.
Presidential Insta tweet that we managed to cook up here.
Oh, look at that. You found it.
Oh, presidential Insta tweet.
Presidential alert.
On October 3rd at 2:18 p.m., cell phones across America will ring twice with an unusually loud tone, letting their owners know President Donald Trump has just texted them about them. Dude, people are going to flip their fucking shit,
I can't
man.
wait. They were supposed to do this tomorrow originally, but they rescheduled it for next week. I swear, I hope it's like, Hillary Clinton has blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Just immediately, dude.
Oh my god,
that would be so
people
great.
This is
that would
gonna
be
fucking.
historic.
This is
Hillary
gonna
Clinton
ruffle
has
so many feathers.
has bumps on her tongue from Kuru disease because she's eating babies at Jeffrey Epstein's island.
She's got a
Sad.
hole through her tongue. Sad. Exactly. Yeah.
The Emergency Alert System is a public warning system run by FEMA, the U.S. Disaster Response Agency, that lets the President alert the public in times of national emergency via a network of wireless providers, cable systems, radio, and television broadcasters. Speaking of which, anybody hear any of that shit on 9/11?
What?
Emergency alert?
Yeah, the country is under attack and all flights have been grounded.
Like,
Nothing- yeah.
I didn't hear anything
Nothing.
like that, man.
Well-
It's because everybody was watching fucking TV, man.
I suppose, they probably weren't trying to incite a panic. If people, everyone was watching those TV screens like they were, and all of a sudden it was like, that people would fucking flip out,
Yeah, I guess you're right. But what's the point of having it then?
Well, for like,
I guess there's a
something
tornado coming. I
to-
mean, but
to
still.
get people's attention. You
Right.
know, if people are already paying attention, then
The idea of the sitting president being able to directly text nearly every cell phone in the nation has inspired mockery on social media, with many online commentators imagining that the alert system will become an outlet for the messages Trump usually disseminates via Twitter. Dude, if this dude uses the emergency alert system like fucking Twitter...
Do it.
That'd be great. The first one's just going to say,
my God.
Kafifi.
Oh man.
It'd just be like,
You know-
on my way.
It should just, yeah, right. It should just be like the normal message, this has been a test of the emergency alert system, whatever, and then at the very end, a little something for lock her up.
All right, the idea of the sitting president being able to directly text nearly... All right, yeah. Scenario, however, is unlikely to happen. First, using the system for any purpose other than notifying the public of imminent dangers like national disaster or terrorist attacks is illegal.
The first message is just going to be 8 equals D.
Cut him off! Stop him!
Except the extent necessary for testing the public alert and warning system. The public alert and warning system shall now be used to transmit a message that does not relate to a national disaster, act of terrorism, or other man-made disaster or threat to public safety, says the Integrated Public Alert and Warning System Modernization Act of 2015. Second, the process of activating the EAS involves plugging a large amount of very specific data into a long and complicated code. The text message that the cell phone users will receive next month is not likely to be written by the president either. The message will be several lines long, containing specific information about the alert system itself and multiple reassurances that is only a test and Donald Trump is not going to be text messaging him all the time. But yeah, that's gonna ruffle some feathers, man. That's like,
I can't block it.
that's a gift from Keck right there, is what that is.
Watch it bug out and like send it over and over and over and over and over.
I'll fucking die, dude.
Every day.
Oh my
Presidential
God.
alert. I like
right.
your Trello gifts there, man. I see. I've got a fan collecting my best OC.
Mm-hmm. I've been spreading them, man.
Good.
I want you to be
Dude,
like.
that was one of my best. The
I want
absolute
you-
worst was.
I want you to see it.
You should stream that one. In fact, you should put
The
that
absolute
one.
worst?
The absolute worst. You should put it out
Alright,
for
where
your.
is it? All right, guys, we're gonna have a little treat here. What the
You
hell?
need some really dramatic music or something. Just bring it into Chrome. Just drag it into Chrome. It'll work.
Oh yeah. Can't. I don't want to.
Just exit or go to another one.
There we go. Yeah. Where's Chrome?
I don't know.
Where'd it go? I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, obviously.
You gotta fix that, man. That's wacky.
Yeah, I know
all
it's backwards. All right.
Da-da,
Hold on.
da-da,
Hold on.
dun dun
What is this
dun
one?
dun 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 That's offensive.
I mean, my personal favorite.
Oh, that's a good
this
one.
was, man.
I wanted to make this one loop or something though. I wanted to change this one and never got around to it. I just don't have enough time for my real passion, making sausage gifts. Oh, I wanted to make it dangle and fall. That's what I wanted to do. That's right.
Sausages.
And this, folks, is what a graphic design degree gets you.
Oh boy.
Yep, with skills like these, baby.
Yep.
Oh shit.
I don't have a
Yeah, we
degree.
just lost our whole audience, I bet.
Yeah. I know.
Alright, so where were we, man? Before we get distracted with shit posts. What do you want to do next? Dan wants to talk on Facebook. What do you want to do next, Bill?
I want to talk about the mysterious solar observatory closing.
It's mysterious.
Oh,
It
I heard
is.
about
It's
that.
very mysterious.
I'm ready to toss a wet blanket right on this mystery.
I know you
if
are.
You're ready for it.
This is not the place. What the fuck is going on here?
So yeah, this the Sunspot Observatory in New Mexico, they evacuated for a week, and the FBI is investigating, and nobody will say why.
Well, now I've heard several different stories why.
Yeah.
Like, where the hell is it? Damn, why'd you move everything?
Dude,
I didn't move anything.
Control F. Dude, what are you new?
Yeah.
What are you new here? What the fuck, man?
Pawnbroker, Democratic pawnbroker? That's not it. What's this?
We'll just click on one. We'll find out. Like a mystery bag. We'll just open it. See what we get.
It's gone. We're not even going to talk about it. It's stupid.
Space. It's gotta be in space.
Here it is.
Oh.
Alright. Sorry, guys. Hey, we're a little rusty, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's
We're doing alright, I think. Alright, so...
the FBI is mum about the sudden closing of a solar observatory, and conspiracy theories fill the silence. This is dated September 13th, so mystery continues to surround the sudden shutdown last week of the National Sunspot Solar Observatory in New Mexico, which remained closed Thursday with little explanation offered. The silence has given rise to guessing games and conspiracy theories, our personal favorite,
Oh, shit.
bouncing around on social media as to what really happened at the facility in the Sacramento Mountains, especially given reports that the FBI was involved. The observatory near Alamogordo was evacuated last Thursday, reported the Albuquerque Journal and other local media outlets.
You didn't do anything about that word.
Sunspot apologizes.
Looking kind of stuck.
Yeah, well.
They apologized for the continued closure of the facilities. A statement on the observatory's Facebook page said on Sunday, the Association of Universities for Research in Astronomy, AURA, is addressing a security issue at the National Solar Observatory facility and has decided to temporarily vacate the facility as a precautionary measure. AURA, which manages the Sacramento Peak with funding from the National Science Foundation, is working with the proper authorities on the issue. We have no further comment at this time. Or any other time, really.
Ever.
The NSF is the National Science Foundation, yeah, so temporarily closed till further notice. The default position. Meanwhile, people from all over the country are trying to guess what's going on. The default position. This has something to do with aliens. Some say the evacuation could be part of a government effort to cover up a discovery involving aliens, an impending solar flare, or something else extraplanetary, writes CNET Technology. Others on Reddit and elsewhere think that the security issue may involve a foreign power attempting to use the observatory's antennas to spy on the nearby White Sands missile range. That's actually entirely believable.
That's the most plausible explanation, for sure.
Yeah.
CNET noted that the U.S. military built the observatory in '47 when it realized the sun could interfere with radio communications. Now, I know this past week, the week of September the 11th of this year, there was a solar storm going on. And that people in far northern climates were, reporting busier than usual auroras and such. So there was like a hole that opened up in the sun's magnetosphere, and it just let this huge blast of magnetic radiation come out.
I'll say that I, as a licensed radio operator, Haven't noticed anything out of the ordinary in the last week or two, just to put it out there.
All right, fair enough.
Not anything that would indicate like a major event.
Not a solar event.
Like
no.
anything that they would
Look,
want to cover up.
I'll never rule out little green people.
eBaying? What are you doing over here?
Oh shit! How did that happen?
Seriously. So hopefully now it is in the process of being unwillfully transferred to aliens or foreign spies. CNET writes. Commenters on the observatory's Facebook page ran with the alien theory too. When the aliens invade, we'll have nowhere to evacuate anyway. The truth will be our destiny, wrote Gene Alexander, one of the untold billions of people who have had something smart to say on the internet.
This is really high quality reporting.
Seriously. So, and I'm embellishing.
Here's a quote from someone else.
Something was spotted. We're not
saying.
being told, wrote a man named Eddie Barnhill. John Pleat Sandoval offered a more involved theory. Maybe a celestial body that we have not encountered in a long while for thousands of years is making its way back into our solar system. Which, oh god, the Nibiru people. But, look, I think...
Yeah, I swear to God. If there was another planet over there by the sun, man,
Planet 9?
Gravity, guys. The shit, we would be so fucked up, man.
It could just be hidden.
Well, now Planet 9, something way out there, like, you know, what, like 100 and something astronomical units out from the sun.
Oh, there's all
that could
kinds
be
of
out
shit
there.
out there. Yeah, for sure. There's probably shit that we won't ever discover because of the size.
That's
of
not
that.
the phone that we want to hear. The phone we want to hear is over there.
Let's pick it up and bring him on anyway.
So look, check it out. What you want to do is hear
757.
that ringing. All right, hear that ringing?
That should be you.
Oh, that should be you. So what you want to do is you want to pick up the phone. You want to call 757-528-8130 and let us know what you think is going on at the Solar Observatory. Ah, yes.
From a Ken Lane. It's late at night in the southwest, and I'm ready to find out what the hell is going on with the mysteriously evacuated National Solar Observatory in the New Mexico mountains. Rob Sheridan, yes, please, bring it on, aliens. Save us or destroy us. That's what's the difference, really? Jesus. This is why aliens don't come here, because of people like you asking someone else to either save you or destroy you. Like, no, the aliens are like, get your shit together. Yeah, contact us when you're type 1.
Can I just say, too, that this news article is blowing me the fuck away how terrible this is. I mean, seriously,
Where
like
did this come from?
half of the article was social media embeds,
KansasCity.com.
and the rest was quotes of other, like CNET saying someone said.
Yeah.
It's like this person said that this person said.
Somebody on Reddit
allegedly
posted.
Kansas City Star.
I mean, what the hell, dude?
Kansas City Star.
These are the people that are saying that, you know, the fucking journalists are fucking the stalwart, the defenders of our freedom, and they can't, you know.
So yeah,
I mean, give me a break.
The actual statement from Aura, the actual statement from the Association of Universities for Research in Astronomy, reads in part. That Aura has been cooperating with an ongoing law enforcement investigation of criminal activity that occurred at the Sacramento Peak. During this time, we've become concerned that a suspect in the investigation potentially posed a threat to the safety of our local staff and the residents. For this reason, Aura temporarily vacated the facility and ceased science activities at this location.
Well, that's way less sexy and
isn't
intriguing.
It? Yeah, it's I mean, aliens are fun and all, but this is what they're actually saying. The decision to vacate was based on the logistical challenges associated with protecting personnel at such a remote location and the need for expeditious response to the potential threat. Aura determined that moving the small number of on-site staff and residents off the mountain was the most prudent and effective action to ensure their safety. In light of recent developments into the investigation, we have determined that there is no risk to staff, and Sunspot Solar Observatory is transitioning back to regular operations as of the 17th. Yeah. Given the significant amount of publicity that the temporary closure has generated, and the consequent expectation of an unusual number of visitors to the site, we're temporarily engaging a security service while the facility returns to a normal working environment. We recognize that the lack of communications while the facility was vacated was concerning and frustrating for some. However, our desire to provide additional information has to be balanced against the risk that, if spread at the time, the news would alert the suspect and impede the law enforcement investigation. That was a risk that we could not take.
I really kind of feel bad for these people now because they're doing everything they can to get the information out there, but all this is going to do is be overlooked, and they're going to say, look, they hired security too now, and they're pushing us away from the gate and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like it's only going to get worse because the mob has decided what's happened, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's totally reasonable. Just some you know, interpersonnel dispute or something, and it's the location prevents them from handling it like you normally would.
Well, did you guys know that in space, nobody can hear you drill a hole in the outside of the space station? Well, this is coming from the Daily Mail, and Don found this gem. Sabotage aboard the International Space Station?
No, don't read that one.
Not yet?
No.
Why not?
Alright, because we want to read
Do
the
we?
other one.
Are we still
first.
reading the other one first? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, there's fuckery afoot in space, folks. Dr. Smith is at it again.
Why don't you have an ad blocker on, man? This is
I do.
ridiculous. I guess it's...
Fucking three
The
of them
ads,
on, man.
the ads these days, eat your ad blocker for fucking lunch.
I got
okay?
3 ad blockers, dude.
Well, you don't have a good one. You try uBlock
Ads
Origin.
1, blockers 0.
You try blocking all
got-
them ads.
I'll block your face off my ass, fist, face.
NASA and Russia are remaining tight-lipped on their preliminary findings of what caused the leak in the International Space Station in late August. On August 29th, On August 29th, astronauts on the ISS awoke to worrying news that the leak on the space station was causing it to lose oxygen. 6 people on the ISS hurried to find the minute hole before it ran out of air. It was originally thought the leak, which was fortunately quickly discovered and sealed, was caused by a tiny meteor which hit the ISS.
And you would think, right? You're in space, there's chunks of metal whizzing around at like 50,000 miles an hour.
However, this was quickly ruled out, with Russia revealing the puncture was man-made.
Do they have a
Dun,
picture
dun,
of it in here?
I think it may be in the other one. A special commission from the Russian state space corporation Roscosmos
Roscosmos.
found that the hole was made from the inside and not the outside, ruling out any impacts from space debris. It also found drill traces near the hole. Now, senior officials at NASA and Roscosmos, the Russian space agency, have met to discuss the incident. Yet both parties are refusing to give anything away until they have conclusive findings. NASA said in a statement, the administrator and the general director noted speculation circulating in the media regarding the possible cause of the incident, and agreed on deferring any preliminary conclusions and providing any explanations until the final investigation has been completed. In other words, you're never gonna know shit from them.
Suka Fedor, why you drill hole?
I think the Russians
Fedor.
should call their space program Rasa. Wouldn't that be a little more catchy, you know? Or Rasa. Rasa.
They affirmed the necessity of further close interaction between NASA and Roscosmos
Rasa, I believe, is the new name. that they're
Rasa.
going by.
technical teams in identifying and eliminating the cause of the leak, as well as continuation of normal ISS operations and NASA's ongoing support of Rasa's led Soyuz investigation.
See, everyone knows what you're talking about now. They're like Roscosmos. Who the fuck is that? You know?
This guy told ABC that I can unequivocally say the crew had nothing to do with this.
This article is either not getting to the point. It looks like it's not getting to the point. But
Right.
I saw I saw an actual photo of the hole. It was very clearly a drill hole, but another extremely plausible, disappointing wet blanket answer was
There
that
it
it
is.
just occurred when they were working on that module.
Man.
And someone
There
just
it goes
plugged
right
it and didn't report it. Yeah, you can see the drill marks and everything. But it's like they're putting these things together somewhere in Georgia with their chemical smells and stuff. It's possible that it could happen and just didn't get fixed properly.
So, alarming new traces of drilling have been found on Soyuz, docked with the International Space Station. They had already hinted at possible sabotage over damage found to the Soyuz, and a whodunit investigation is underway. Said appeared to be caused by a drill, and could have occurred on the ground pre-launch or while in orbit. Now, a source close to the Russian space agency Rasa has admitted the damage was extensive, more extensive than previously thought. Traces of drilling have been found not only inside the spacecraft's living compartment. The damage was also on the screen of the anti-meteorite shield that covers the spacecraft from the outside and installed 15 millimeters from the pressurized hull.
Interesting. How would that
No
happen?
fucking way that they just accidentally did all that and then sent the shit into space. Just think about what NASA
no.
does before they send something into
Yeah,
space.
but this is not NASA.
Yeah,
was
this
They
is Rasa.
plugged this. Apparently, they plugged the hole with some sort of compound, and it dried out, and that's why it was 6 weeks later or whatever. It finally got popped out into space, and it created the leak. I'm not saying that it's like necessarily sloppy work. It could definitely be some sort of sabotage, but I doubt it was done in space because all those people are accounted for constantly. You know what I mean? They're like there's no way someone's gonna just take a drill out of a fucking compartment and just start drilling into a fucking corner somewhere. I mean, it
was up there for 2 months. Yeah.
So maybe there was just some junk.
But what if it was like the spaceships that were blocking out the sun and caused the solar observatory to close down, like shot some nano things out there and they like drilled into the hull and they infected everybody in there.
Spinning so fast, yeah, it could be. What if? Yeah, you're right.
I'm not gonna fucking rule that out.
What if it's
y'all
like,
can fucking laugh all you want, but I ain't gonna rule that shit out.
Yeah, it had to get out of the craft and it like drilled its way out. Yeah.
No, it went in.
Space bees.
No, well,
they found two
they're
holes.
Like
they found 2 holes.
They're kind of like space carpenter bees.
Well, what if it was just a screw going really fast?
Well, it was inside.
Wow,
Look, where they found it was like in one of these corners. You know what I'm saying? It was like during assembly.
Man, I guess I couldn't. I mean, I guess I couldn't rule out assembly damage either. But I think that's even less likely than space carpenter bees because they really fucking do some QC on shit they send into space, dude.
Yeah, I'm with you. I know that they do. I mean, it's probably the kind of thing that has happened multiple times, and there's a
Paul was this big.
All right, Sergei
Prokopiev. I mean, it's interesting, man, and you know,
I'll be very curious to see where it ends up. I hope that we do figure it out. Like if they can get some sort of like a sampling from the hole and get the mineral composition of the drill bit. You know, and determine like, oh, this bit was made in such and such country, and that's, you know, possible.
So I guess
one of our contributors says watching the show, the weaponized drone is a thing, and at least in backyards, I've seen a video of a drive with a functioning system, 22 LR. It was either built or drum fed. Oh yeah, I definitely believe that.
Yep.
Yo, can you imagine one of those?
Sorry.
Can you imagine one of those Boston Dynamic dog bots, like just coming up to you? With like, you know, a little machine, a minigun on its back.
There's the hole. Sorry guys that you didn't get to see that. There's the hole.
They didn't get to see the other guy.
No. Hey, is this big?
I look at that guy and I hear that sample. Beep 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 beep.
It's too bad you got the sampler set up.
Yeah, I know, right?
Perfect for this.
It's what a shame. I'm out of here.
Peace.
Bullshit.
All right, that's up on the Daily Mail. If you want to check that, investigate that for yourself.
You know what else I noticed from
the USSR Sailor Moon program?
How do you not have any clocks in your view here? What is wrong with you?
Clocks in your view.
Okay.
Right there.
Well, yeah, you got a mouse over it. Oops. Like some sort of.
I think what he's trying to say is that we got a break coming up.
We do got a break coming up. When we get back, we've got tons of UFO videos to go through. Is it real? Is it a hoax?
I'm getting my wet blanket ready.
What the fuck is it? I don't even know. And we also got, what is it?
The real-life Vulcan discovered 16 light years away. How about that?
No, what about that big thing you put up about that guy?
Who is Joseph Misfood?
Real-life Vulcan?
Now that's something interesting.
Is he dead or alive? What does he know about Hillary?
What? Real-life Vulcan? Is that what I heard you say?
Yep.
Yeah, we found him.
You just
16 light years away. 16 light years away.
Everybody knows about
right where Gene Roddenberry said it would be.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That was what? The Council of Nine channeling?
Yep, soft disclosure, bitches.
Oh,
here we go.
Fuck. We'll see you on the other side.
Pentagon has absolute control. That's why we're trying to do simple things, pointing out the myth to being in nature to be natural. And this is where we find the source God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why I want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman #1 is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot-bellied goblins are hobbling round, coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap, we don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet.
Like beef. I smell 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 like beef.
this fucking thing over here. Where'd it go? This thing right here to Amtrak, and then try to see what else we got to say about it.
Squeeze. Want to. Already 1.5% of all babies born in Western Europe and America.
Yeah.
We'll need to
That's
continue.
the thing, Dan. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about at all. Shut up.
Continue reading this article. Yeah, thanks to scientists. Eat my balls.
How about you donate to our Patreon?
All right. Oh, that was an incredible douchebag tonight, man.
Yeah.
Я пришел дать эту песню.
Oh, look at that. We're back.
Yep.
And we're back.
Only some minor technical difficulties.
We had
as
a break.
opposed to the anticipated major technical difficulties.
Catastrophic failure.
There's still time. There's still time.
Look, man, we need to start failing because you know that's the only reason people watch the shows to watch the train wreck.
Just to watch everything go tits up.
All right, so what we got here?
Real life Vulcan found 16 light years away. That kind of grows my corn. Let's read that.
All right, go for it.
A newly discovered planet orbits in star system close to Star Trek's Spock, and it's close enough to see with the naked eye. Dharma Project has identified a nearby exoplanet orbiting the star 40 Iridiani A.
Say what?
Which Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry previously said that Vulcan orbits 40 Iridiani A. How did he know?
What?
How did he know?
What?
The exoplanet.
So you
is
think?
about-
Do you think that knowledge came from Egyptian gods,
Possibly, if we
or
acknowledge,
you think that it came from the CIA?
why not both? I mean, what if? Okay,
I'm gonna.
hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Fucking, what if the Egyptian gods actually are aliens, and
That are hooked up with the CIA.
they were in contact with CIA psychics because they were the only people who developed psychics that were capable of actually reaching out and making contact with extraterrestrials.
Sure,
Possibly.
I'm with you.
And so,
I was gonna say that you know, just to play devil's advocate here with my wet blanket.
Vulcans are telepathic, aren't they?
Well, they've been finding exoplanets, you know, by the thousands.
Yeah,
every
they're everywhere.
every month. You know,
They're
they
everywhere.
find like 1,000 more.
There's a star. There's probably gonna be some planets.
So that's the
flying
thing,
around,
yeah. If
Yeah, pretty much
Roddenberry's
every
looking at a
star
list,
has planets.
Roddenberry's looking at a list of nearby stars, and he's like, "There's 15 of them on the list," and he picks one. You know, there's like 9 out of 10 of them are gonna have fucking planets.
Well, it's known that Roddenberry based a lot of Star Trek on channelings from alleged channelings from the Council of Nine.
Yeah.
And what all he got from that, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So always a consideration anytime we're talking about Star Trek.
Right.
And then
So-
with that whole thing, that's a whole. I don't know if you
That was a show in
watched
and
the
of
show
itself.
we did on that.
Yeah.
If you haven't, you should probably check it out.
Somewhat familiar with it.
Yep.
So who knows with that shit.
So they're saying this exoplanet is about twice the size of Earth, orbits within a 42-day period. Researchers say it's within the habitable zone and could be ideal for life. In the sci-fi series Star Trek, the beloved character Spock hails from a planet called Vulcan, a world that researchers deduced sits in a star system known as 40 Iridiani. Now, scientists have found its real-life analog, the Dharma Project, which has identified a nearby exoplanet orbiting the star 40 Iridiani A. It's just 16 light years from here. Shit, that's right down the street.
Let's go.
With the host star comparable in many ways to our sun, researchers say that a world like this, a newly discovered Vulcan planet, could be the ideal location to support an advanced civilization. The new planet is a super-Earth orbiting the star HD 26965.
Super Earth. What's so super about it?
I think it's like Earth, but it's bigger.
Oh, it says super, but it doesn't have a big S
No,
carved into it.
might have a big B.
Super Earth.
So, it makes it the closest super-Earth orbiting another sun-like star, said University of Florida astronomer Jian Yi. The planet is roughly twice the size of Earth, orbits the star in a 42-day period, so that's just inside the star's optimal habitable zone. Researchers spotted this planet using the 50-inch Dharma Endowment Foundation telescope, DEFT, atop Mount Lemmon in southern Arizona. So I wonder if they have Mount Lemmon parties
So
up
how
there.
far? You said that was 12 light years?
16.
16 light years. So good chance if anything's visiting us, it could be coming from there.
Well,
Yeah.
that's. It sounds like it's really hot. They said it's just inside the star's habitable zone with a 42-day period.
Well,
So
just
it's-
inside could mean that it's like close to the outer edge too, so it could be cold.
Well, no, if it's a 42-day period, it's moving quick. It's going to be close. It's got to be.
Yeah, but
it's got to be on the inside of that.
But
that
the star is
ring.
probably not as bright as our sun, so
Well, maybe
the habitable zone's
But-
closer in.
42-day period of rotation has to be pretty close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're 1 AU away. We've got 360 days in our rotation around a
360
similarly
yeah.
sized. It's a super Earth, but 42 days still. I mean,
It could be moving fast.
So-
I understand. It sounds like it's on the hot side of that, so it's just below boiling air temperature, essentially. You know what I mean? To sustain water is what they're talking about.
That depends on a lot of factors. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
but-
what the Goldilocks
Well, I'm
zone
wondering-
is like liquid water.
Well,
You
they
know,
say-
so if
they
it's
say-
just inside that, it's either super cold or super hot.
So like,
right on
what are the
edge.
chances that there was even something there and it's just natural decay
Maybe.
towards the sun?
Well, they say that the orange tinted HD 26965 is only slightly cooler and slightly less massive than our own sun. It's approximately the same age, has a 10.1 year magnetic cycle nearly identical to the sun's 11.6 year sunspot cycle, says Tennessee University astronomer Matthew Muterspaw.
What?
So it might be the ideal host for an advanced civilization. The latest
was
discovery
that I
has
heard about that? That was
garnered
some kind of-
excitement from the researchers and sci-fi fans alike decades after scientists first attempted to pinpoint the real-world star system in which a fictional Vulcan would lie. It was connected to 40 Eridani A in the publication Star Trek II by James Blish, Bantam 1968, and Star Trek Maps by Jeff Maynard, Bantam 1980. So
it wasn't Roddenberry himself. They
Right.
just deduced that it was
through the fanfic and the meta and whatnot. But then, in a follow-up to the study published in '91, Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry, along with a team from the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, penned a letter confirming that 40 Eridani A was Vulcan's host star, and now that seems realer than ever. The star can be seen with the naked eye, unlike the host of stars that most of the known planets have been discovered around to date, says lead author Bo Ma, UF postdoc on the team. Now anyone can see 40 Eridani A on a clear night and be proud to point out Spock's home. So, apparently it's something close, and it's bright, and it's something near here. And just in case anybody out there doesn't know what the Goldilocks zone is, it's basically the area around a star where you can have a planet with liquid water on the surface because it's not too hot, not too cold, just right.
Speaking of Goldilocks zone, I think it's time to move on to some UFO sightings.
Yep.
See this one. Most of these are brought to you by Master Ship Poster Tess. Thanks, Tess. Appreciate it.
You're the best, Tess. Thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate everything you do. She does a lot. Thanks, guys. Alright, so... Did I switch it? No. Hey! Mysterious triangle UFO spotted over Seattle. Baffling footage taken over Seattle, Washington. The craft appears to hover in the air. It seems to remain completely still and has a clear triangular shape. Video caption, Triangle UFO or TR-3B filmed in Seattle, and fans were quick to voice their thoughts. Looks like a military jet.
So it doesn't fly off, it doesn't go into orbit, it doesn't land, it just sits there, huh?
Believers in the program. Okay. Is this stills from the video? Because that looks like a balloon, man. I'm not trying to be the weather balloon guy, but that looks like a.
If it's just sitting there floating, that's exactly what it's got to be, man.
Oh, is this the video?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's really loud.
I don't want to hear that.
I'm getting so pumped up by that. Hold on, it was so dramatic.
Okay, we'll put it
Look,
back.
dude, I can tell immediately that's a fucking balloon. That's exactly...
That's awful. Turn it down. The sound quality is
That
terrible.
is exactly what the balloon that I filmed looked like. Just floating and tumbling with the draft of the wind up there, you know? Ridiculous.
See, now here's one that says an Australian family were left stunned to find a triangular UFO traveling at 300 miles an hour.
Oh, well, see, I would be baffled,
yeah.
and I'd be maybe stunned with this, but...
I'd definitely be flabbergasted.
Now it's reflecting the sun there, and
Yeah.
it's looking like a fucking... It's a rocket flare!
It looks like Mylar A. Okay, so what do you think? Hoax or legit?
Mylar A.
Yeah, I think it's Mylar too, man.
I mean, unless it goes...
Yeah, I
you
gotta
know,
definitely
let's
see that.
Let's see it, you know? I don't think it's gonna.
Alright, what do we got next? This one is London, England. And this comes from MUFON. This is MUFON case number 92774. Look at that, look at that. Oh, yeah.
This is between the houses.
Birds?
It's the birds, yeah, for sure. What are those birds doing up there?
And the sun, because the sun's just over the horizon. But then, why would it be? Why would it?
It looks exactly like
I could
fucking
see
birds.
flapping, man.
Yeah, it's definitely birds.
That can't be birds.
How did you spot that?
Who is recording this?
Some guy in London,
England.
England,
I
man.
have one myself.
Oh. I mean, I think it's birds.
Didn't we just see a video like this just recently? Like where
Yeah,
it was a weather
seagulls.
cam or something like that?
Now the question is, are these birds blue avians?
It can't be birds.
Hey, good question, man.
Hey, maybe these
We
are...
ask the hard-hitting questions.
Maybe these are AI drones. You know, maybe there's already
Could be.
Google's dark web project where they've like unleashed all their AI things. Maybe this is how they're recharging.
What if
and
they're
they're
alright,
already
well,
out in the wild? And there's
it's in London,
millions-
right?
What if the drones were actually robot birds?
What
That's
if
what I'm
it's
saying.
What if it's like
They're
sprites?
finally coming to get me. Coming to
Could
take
be
me.
little fairies.
What if it's just a hologram of birds?
don't know. This is a pretty awfully long video.
I'm starting to come around to the idea that we're surrounded by drone birds, robotic AI drone birds, and
Controlled by blue avians.
You know, I'll figure out exactly why soon. But
all joking aside, man, totally like insects. Like sometimes I'm like, man, is that bee?
Oh man, yeah.
I'm serious, dude.
It's,
I don't know.
Dude, that weren't we seeing videos of that like at least a decade ago about the miniaturized, you know, like we're on the
roach
verge
spies
of,
and shit.
Yeah, the fly on the wall,
Flybot.
Yeah.
All right, so this one is in Indiana, July 3rd, MUFON.
I'll bet mosquito bots get eaten by bats a lot, and then the bat's really pissed off because it wasn't a real mosquito.
How many bats die per year? That looks like a blimp to me.
I don't know. I can't tell. It could be.
It's a giant floating bratwurst.
I mean, there's no way to make any kind of definition.
I mean, it just looks like a blimp. That's like what a blimp looks like,
it's
right?
The Oscar Mayer blimp.
I mean, it could even be some agricultural blimp or
blimps
something.
Wouldn't be that thin and long, man.
Yeah, dude, blimps look like that.
What if it's a solar warden blimp?
You're thinking of you're thinking of the Goodyear blimp, but blimps absolutely like a Zeppelin type blimp, you know.
Hello, planes, it's blimps. You win.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's moving really slow, but
it is.
Yeah, that's why I think it's a blimp.
Fuck that is.
How long does it fucking go on though? You know, 2 minutes. Does it do anything?
It's the Ron Paul blimp.
That's stupid.
In the house.
Oh, now he's able to zoom in, dude. It's a blimp, man.
I wish I could zoom in right now.
I wish I had a blimp right now.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You can see it's
I wish I had a
relatively
Mars
rural area. No
Dude,
traffic.
can you imagine
All right, look.
Well,
that's
it could be.
interesting.
I'm not gonna say that it's a blimp just based on the speed of it,
Yeah,
but you know it's possible.
the silhouette looks
Imagine
like-
showing up to work by rappelling down from your blimp into the parking lot.
That'd be sweet, man. Yeah. I would almost want to Google, you know, search around for
images of blimps.
No, but Indiana,
see if there's any
Look,
blimps
it's
in the air.
4th of July, man. There's an air show or
July
something
3rd.
going on. I bet you $10 there's an air show somewhere nearby that there was a blimp hanging out at, and it was on its way or something. I bet you anything. 4th of July, man. There's gonna be all kinds of shit
hopefully
like
the people over at MUFON are doing shit like that.
I do
know what
know
I mean?
that there was back in World War II, there was an airship that was commissioned called the USS Akron that was made in Akron, Ohio, which is right next door to Indiana. So for July 4th, I could definitely see something in the Midwest wheeling out.
Right.
They probably got a lot of airships.
A
out there
dirigible or blimp
yeah.
or zeppelin or
the
airship
conditions
of
are
some
probably
sort.
great. It's super flat, you know. There's not a whole. There's wind, but it's steady wind, you know.
A dirigible.
Dirigible.
All right, this one's in Greece, July 10th.
Looks like we're on the beach.
It does, doesn't it? That's awful loud. What am I looking
Yeah,
at?
just-
What am I looking at? They slowed it down.
Look, it's a million UFOs. There's
Is it-
thousands
is
of
it-
them.
Over here?
That's shit. Something on your screen, I think.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that's a bird, man.
A bug.
I would say a bat maybe because it looks like sundown. Bat would have that sort of profile for sure. And it would swoop that.
Maybe a
fast.
cicada.
Yeah. It's behind the fountain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look. Well, no. Actually, it looks like it could be in front of the fountain.
Wait.
Try your space bar.
It's a cigarette.
Nah, it
That
sucks.
don't work on that.
Shitty video player.
Fail book.
Click. Yeah, there you go. Oh.
Just once.
Oh.
Can't tell
Oh.
if it's behind or in front of that.
It looks like a bug moving real fast,
It
and it's
could be.
just a blur, you know?
It could be.
Like a motion. Yeah, it's right
Yeah,
in
it's
front
in
of
front of the. It's definitely in front of the.
We need a soundboard, man, for these, like, debunkings here.
Yeah.
Make it exciting for the viewers.
That
you know?
looks to me to be in front of the water.
Hey, why don't we get some call-ins? Maybe one of the audience members out there has an alternate opinion and would like to argue about this. What's that number there?
I'm not arguing with nobody about that.
757-528-8130.
We'll gladly listen to your opinion, though.
It's a cigar.
We're not going to argue with you about it.
Cigar.
I do think it's just somebody flipping a cigarette.
I think it could be a bug.
Yeah, I vote bug. It's a very steady trajectory. It's just some bee floating along.
Man, it must be. Oh, that's the same one. It must be pain in the ass to work at MUFON and have to go through these every day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd enjoy debunking all these,
Well,
one after another.
You know, you have to do if you're really gonna like work at MUFON and be fucking,
real
you know what I'm saying? You
finger
can't just be like watch it for 2 seconds and be like, it's a bug. Like even the
Oh,
ones
yeah,
that
for
you would be
sure.
like, that's a bug, you would definitely have to analyze like.
But
a
like
motherfucker.
is that what we were just looking at?
I don't know what we're looking at. This is a pretty long video.
Because something just flew by and okay, yeah,
That bug?
right. I mean that's
I
what I'm
just
saying.
saw-
Or are they talking about this
bugs-
reflection glare?
It's Nibiru.
Watch, it's
That's
gonna be
not
a fucking saucer.
That would be so fucking awesome.
I want to see it, man, one day.
See,
He's
lots
probably
of...
talking about those little birds that were flying by.
See the glare over there?
Yeah.
Well, that's all in his windshield. You know, he's just driving through here. It's probably those birds.
Oh, there was
man.
something flying. Yeah.
There's
Let me
birds
see what the
everywhere. There,
description-
yeah, birds and bees and stuff.
See what the description was.
Didn't no one ever tell this guy about those little birds?
Birds and bees.
Judging by
Greasy
where it
man.
is, it's
God
probably
damn it,
a
Grease.
southbound vulture.
Dude, I saw like 4 of those fucking things. I couldn't tell if they were some sort of eagle or vulture or what. They had like 4 4-foot wingspans, and they were just like cruising along right before that storm front came through last week.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, so he's talking about the stuff in the thing. The stuff in the thing. In the canyon.
Oh,
All right,
yeah,
so
stuff.
here's the detailed description.
Oh.
I was doing a location scout for a music video shoot in the high Mesa wilderness areas of the desert outside Joshua Tree, and shot some pictures and took some slow motion video. Upon later review, I noticed there seemed to be objects flying through the frame, originating in the distance beyond the canyon ridges and flying over the top of my shot at a high rate of speed. At first, I dismissed it as insects, but then I realized I had been filming at 240 frames per second, and also saw no bugs in any of the other clips.
Man, how about like sparrows, you know? They're very, very fast.
I don't know, let's watch it again.
I don't think it's bugs. I think it's really little birds.
No,
man.
because it's definitely...
There was one off in the distance.
Or
So,
I
like,
guess
that's
he's
a
talking
little-
about that. Yeah, those could be birds. 240 frames per second.
Well, he's driving by them too, you
Yeah,
know?
that is true.
So it's whatever speed he's got going 40 miles an hour or whatever down that road. That they're almost stationed. Like, are the trees moving? You know. That's
little bit.
probably that's probably what he's seeing. The motion of these things, they probably are just almost stationary in the air, but he's driving under them. Look how fast the trees are moving through the frame, like relative to it. There was one way down on the horizon down here, about halfway through the video.
Yeah, I
coming
saw
up.
something like
And that one looked to me like a big bird
Like
over
those.
there. But
little spots there coming off to the side.
I think that's just on his windshield or something.
No, they were.
Yeah, they want that one in the distance there. And there it goes past. That looks
Yeah.
like a little bee or a fly or something.
Let's back that up a little bit.
So that, in fact, that wasn't even as far away as I thought.
There's something coming right there.
I'll back
Did
it
you
up.
see it?
Yeah, back it up even further though, because it
No, I'm
travels.
talking about like right up.
I know,
right across
dude.
the
I'm
street.
saying right before it comes
I saw
up this
that.
way. Back it up 10 seconds further than that. See it? Watch.
Yeah. Oh
It
yeah,
comes
yeah,
across,
it comes across there.
and it flies up. See?
Yeah.
Probably because it's really traveling just this way and then that way, and he's again just driving past it. So it looks like it's flying across the road really quickly because he's turning. You know what I'm saying? It's deceptive because there's no other near foreground
All right, here it
objects.
Dang it. You heard me click, right? All right, microphone, you heard me click. Trying to get a frame, a
Just
still of
click
that.
click on the middle of the screen. I think it'll do it when it comes up. Or try space on this one. It might work.
No, it's the same video player. Alright. Whatever, we shall move on.
Here,
from
I'll
that
do
one.
it if you don't.
No,
I'll
no.
fucking do it.
Let's just move on.
You're the worst. The absolute worst.
I give
So-
up easily.
Gilderland.
Gilderland.
Where's Nijmegen?
Nijmegen.
Michigan. Okay, yes, Michigan.
Oh, Michigan. Michigan.
I got it. Michigan. Okay,
Ooh,
looking at the light.
look at that.
It's shiny.
Alright, I'm gonna get the I was watching a movie in my house. Suddenly, my smoke alarm went off at 1 a.m. That was really strange already. After 12 minutes, I went to the garden to smoke a cigarette, and when I saw this red-orange ball moving in the sky...
Isn't that weird?
So weird.
I knew this was not a plane or a satellite. It looked like how Mars is standing in our skies right now, but it appeared bigger and brighter. I grabbed my cell phone and started recording. It came from west and moved south with no noise. After a while, it dropped a smaller ball of light to the ground. The second object went out of sight because of a big building. The bigger object disappeared heading south. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And did you guys see anything dropping yet?
I haven't seen anything except this single dot, so there's no context, even a direction he's looking to tell what is happening, which is unfortunate because it sounds interesting.
Oh, there it goes.
That looks like free fall, gravity free fall, like
Yeah,
a
it does.
flare or something from a helicopter, probably training, you know.
It could be a flare.
I mean, it's free fall, man, for sure. It looks...
Well, it's slowed down. Definitely slowed down.
It looks like it's... Well, maybe if it looks slow.
Maybe
it had a chute on it that didn't properly open. You know what I mean?
A chute on a flare, dude?
Yes, dude. That's how they get the flares to hang in the air for 10 minutes. That's
All
how
right.
they do the night illumination stuff.
I got you.
I bet you almost anything that's what happens.
Parachuting flare from a flare.
Yeah, military drills, man. They'll do that to illuminate an area.
That's a pretty long-lasting flare, though.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's going out, or is it going? Is it going out, or is it getting further away? It looks like it's going out.
I think that's the helicopter that we're looking at.
Oh.
Then it's like
That's
headed away from the viewer.
So they didn't hear anything.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was a drone.
Oh, check that out there. Oh, Jake! What? I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
It was just, it played next. It was like the next video.
Which the aliens would just come.
See,
and
this is why Elon
wipe us
Musk
out.
wants to take people to the moon to get away from shit like this.
Wipe us out.
This is the one we just looked at. Okay.
I can't stop looking at all these butts and stuff in these ads, dude.
I know.
How do you do this? I don't understand.
How do you
It's
live?
like everything is just half-naked chicks all over the place on your screen. It's
All right,
crazy.
here's one is
And then some dog.
this is in Oxfordshire, Banbury.
What in the name of Royston Vasey is this?
Oh, that's a cloud. We've got him now.
Oh God!
It's that secret
This guy really like.
It's that secret
look
base
about
from
this
Sky
one.
Captain and the World of
shit.
Tomorrow.
Oh, there it is. I see it.
Oh, I saw it. It was like, boop.
I'm gonna say kite. Immediately, I'm gonna say it's a kite.
It just disappeared, though.
You're a racist.
Kite. Jeez.
No, I can't see it in the camera.
It cracked me.
Oh, there it is.
See, it's like edge on,
I can't.
floating.
It only appears for like a second. Man.
Yeah, he doesn't have the resolution.
Oh, there it
There.
goes. Oh.
Oh, damn.
No, I would not say kite.
Oh, maybe not a kite.
Let's see what the guy's got to say.
Bad focus.
On the evening of Saturday, July 7th, my friend, knowing of my massive interest in
It's
this
a balloon.
subject, sent me a text saying that he and his father currently had eyes on something
Whoa.
very
Like
strange.
a mylar eye or something.
Go away, Floyd.
I think it's mylar, but like reflecting the
That
light.
could be.
But like it's just tumbling.
Did it twist?
It's been like
Yeah.
twisting
Okay,
like,
get rid of
All right.
slowly.
After locating it, which was actually to the southeast where I live, I was amazed at what I was looking at. The object was very big given the altitude and the distance it appeared. Where'd it go?
Yeah, I'm thinking that could
It
actually
was
be a solar ward
cigar-shaped,
and shit.
cigar-shaped with a light
looks like
that
it's
seemed
out
to
of
be
control.
moving
Like
along
it's
its lateral
tumbling.
axis. I got my phone
It's not
camera
freely
on.
tumbling, though.
Like,
Yeah, it looks-
how is that proportioned in the sky? Is that like, you know, on the horizon, or is it at an
Yeah.
angle too? That would be nice to know. All right, 4 witnesses, blah blah.
You see it? She's staying there in one place.
I mean, just the fact that it's just hanging and appears to just be tumbling, that really tells me it's a balloon. And it's got a reflection consistent with mylar.
Yeah, the way it when it was the light, what he was saying was a light. It looked like
a
it was
glare,
reflecting. Yeah,
for sure. Like the sun's over
Man,
here
that,
somewhere.
that was the nacelles charging up.
Yeah,
That's a superb
I just-
UFO.
I don't know. It's difficult to explain because
The stealth systems failed. That's the only reason you can see it.
the size of it. I mean, it might just be a really large
Might be
eye
just a saucer
balloon.
sitting
You know what I
beside.
mean? Like part of a display or something.
Yeah.
Man, I wish this dude had a
Could be
stable
part of a-
shot of this.
Could be
like,
part of a solo and
and
shit.
you could see the horizon in comparison with the.
Yeah, just back out for a minute. And here he comes. Wait. Or did he?
I mean, because
at the
like,
beginning?
how much of that tumbling and flexing is just the shitty
Well,
camera
you can
too?
you can
though,
see the
you know
cloud
what I mean?
behind it. He's definitely like doing this. with-
No, what I'm saying is how much of the tumbling and flexing on the in the balloon or the UFO, whatever it is from this piece of shit camera.
Well, to me, it looks like it's doing this. Like it's tumbling about this fast. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's not really tumbling. It's just it's caught in the wind. You know? Oh, that's CG. Too much trying to focus it.
Were those like the Enterprises?
I can immediately tell
Yeah.
that's CG because of the fake focusing he's doing. The overselling it with the fake focus, you know.
Oh, there's saucers.
It's too smooth.
Yeah, just look at the light.
He did a good
It's got
job
that-
though. Look, yeah,
the hue
look,
is like
he
that
masked
stock
it. He masked
Photoshop
it, but he
glow.
didn't mask it well enough in the beginning when it was.
The yellow hue is like that stock Photoshop glow color.
Yeah, yeah. They did a good job, but
The new 2018 Honolulu.
yeah, right.
No,
Nope.
watching slowly.
Because
Oh,
we
here
have
go.
it right here available. Look, the highly enhanced version for you to check out. Look, you can see it's not the noise over the things
it's different.
isn't moving with the noise in the image. It's like superimposed. I mean, it looks fine in a still for sure. That's fine, but it's
Well, no,
the noise is moving over the image. It's not noise
Yeah.
generated by the image.
I see that.
You know,
You can tell because it's got the same colors.
because of those pixels.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same image.
No, I mean the convincing stills.
Why would you send this to MUFON? Oh no, this isn't one of ours. This is from some other shit. Alien UFO sightings 13.
They definitely
Fake
did a
or
good
real?
job. I would say it's like
Fake.
I would say it's like a student, you know, doing learning After
Learn it,
Effects
right.
and 3D stuff.
There's the brain berry. I like the brain berry. What's next on the brain berry? We got Westbrook, Maine.
What was this? Another middle of the night?
Oh, this has got IR.
Wow, look at that. Very
Oh, yeah.
bright light coming over my house.
Cool. We
I
got
see
some
these
contents.
things all the time. That is no plane.
That's awesome. He's got an IR camera.
Absolutely nothing.
I want to build one now, man. I've got that old Handycam. I think has an IR mode.
Nice.
I could just like put the
Man,
input
I
into
saw this
something to
thing one
record.
time where people were taking film. It was like, I can't remember what they did to it, but then like just putting it over the lens like a
That's
filter,
North Star,
Yeah.
and it was
that's
like
You
picking
can
up crazy shit.
you can
No doubt
there's
about it.
ultraviolet filters you can use and
no sound.
to
Nothing.
shift the incoming light around into non-visible frequencies.
See, you know what I think would be cool? Imagine if you had like night vision
That's one of
goggles
the
that could go
brightest
through
ones
other
I've ever seen.
spectrums too, like microwaves and radio rays and X-rays and shit like that.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Let's see what this dude's got to say about it. Fuck is that?
It's
I
a,
don't
it's a
know.
Flashing
blimp
a
drone.
high-beam LED light at it.
It's a blimp drone bug bird. Swamp guys.
Gets brighter
Taking
as
pictures of
morning.
Mars, notice bright starlight light, notice it was moving, switch to my night vision app. This is not my first encounter with similar objects. However, this is the biggest one I caught on video. This was
Yeah.
a month ago.
I feel like this guy's definitely a
July 19th.
UFO
No,
research
wow.
hobbyist to be out there with his camera and his light all ready to go. Like, I feel like this has some credibility.
He
just
said
in
he
that
was
aspect.
taking pictures of Mars.
Huh.
I mean, it's something. You know, I've heard a lot of reports of recently when Mars was. I mean, I guess it's still pretty prominent, but of
Yeah.
bright lights around it.
Yeah, I believe it.
But this is back in July, so
The old knocked waffle is at it again.
I don't know. Man.
Notched waffle. Yeah.
This is really not enough to go on for me to give a
It's
quick
interesting
opinion
though,
on
yeah.
this one.
It does seem to have a variable speed. Like it was jamming there for a
Down
minute.
here,
Now
there's
it
a
looks like
plane
it's almost
behind me,
stopped.
not
So I
this
almost
light.
wonder if it's a drone just from that.
There's no blinking navigation lights, just a solid
The limits of
yellowish
what
white light.
its movements, you know. And it's a solid white light, which
That's a
wouldn't be
star.
an aircraft, you know. You'd
No,
have some
and he said he
blinking,
can't see nothing blinking either.
Yeah,
Everything that's supposed to be out there has to have blinking lights on it.
yeah, yeah. Well,
But, you
hobbyist
know,
drone doesn't have
when
to
I-
have
when
blinking
I-
lights, I don't think.
I get to see a lot of air traffic flying over here, and what I've noticed is if they're far enough away, you can't really make out the blinking either.
Westbrook, Maine,
True.
about 2 miles from
Yeah,
the
that could be a
Portland
jet
Westbrook Airport.
way up there that he's seeing. You know, a military jet probably wouldn't
and
have
then this
necessarily.
thing
Well,
comes
no, it
No,
does.
they
It
would
does
have to
blinking.
have
And
them.
there's another
Yeah.
one right there.
But if it's way up there, you're right. He might
That's
not be
the
able to
right
see it.
one.
But I mean, either way.
Oh, and he
who
says
knows?
there's 2 of them. So yeah, it
No,
probably
it's
is
the right one.
jets
2 of them.
doing some night maneuvers. Again, military stuff, man. Like,
It doesn't even have to be military, man.
It's going
well, jets would. I mean,
northeast.
jets flying
along
around
the
doing
coast
stuff like this in the middle of the night is
the Atlantic
very
Ocean.
typical of like
They're
near. Like we get that around here. You'll
Yeah,
see
but
2
you get
jets.
commercial flights and shit. going
Yeah,
at
but
night.
not doing a weird trajectory like that.
Oh,
That was a
right.
little weird of a path.
It was, and it's out, but it seems to be emanating that light, not reflecting. Well, I don't know. He's got that IR filter on. I don't know what the fuck's going
Yeah,
on.
true,
Really.
true. That's
Absolutely
interesting. Whoa, there
the
he
best
is.
one I've
That's
gotten.
spooky.
Thanks, dude.
Wow.
Hands down.
Appreciate it.
There
Best
I am
one.
to haunt your
hands down.
nightmares. Ooh, what's up next? Hey.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I can't stop watching it. I can't stop watching it. I can't stop watching it.
All right. Oh, is she rolling one? Look at that.
Oh yeah, baby, twist one
Well,
up.
time for a break again.
Yeah, really.
All right, what are we on?
So,
Oh, that's
I
Westbrook.
kind of wanted to dig into the whole Elon Musk going to the moon thing. That's kind of cool.
I mean,
think
there's
we
not
got-
really
we got
there's
time
not,
to talk
yeah,
about that.
and there's not really much
And
to
we
say about
don't really
it,
need to
man.
read the full article, but yeah, Elon Musk is going to the moon. So yeah,
Eventually.
what's it? The first lunar tourist is a gentleman by the name of Yusaku Maezawa. He's a Japanese fashion innovator and globally recognized art curator. So apparently he's got the money to go to the moon. And already this year, Musk announced that the Big Falcon rocket could be ready to make orbital launches by 2020, showing the main body tool that would build the BFR.
Man, can you guys picture if this? I'm just totally speculating here. I really hope nothing bad happens. Obviously, but could you imagine what this would do for the commercial space tourism industry if this was like
A regular thing?
No, like everybody on board, there's an accident, everybody gets killed. All of
Oh,
these.
yeah,
he
dude.
brings up Kanye and all these fucking celebrities and shit, and this
yeah,
is like a
dude.
historic
He said, yeah.
slamming the door on the commercial space industry for
Wow,
another
that would be
decade.
fucked up,
Wouldn't that be
man.
fucking terrible, man?
That would be terrible, man.
I hope I didn't just jinx it.
You did.
Don't blame it on me if it
Oh,
happens,
you
okay, guys?
juju, man.
Well, in
You
that
juju.
case, they ought to start sending politicians.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
For real.
I got all this.
Nah, he's like, I'm taking artists with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Which
take
could be
politicians and
interesting.
space them while you're at it.
Dude, it seems like something out of a comic book or something, though, right? Like they're all gonna get.
You're gonna come
they're all
back to
gonna come back-
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, the
and shit,
Fantastic
man.
10. They're gonna have like super special powers based on their dumb, careers.
But here's the thing, man. If there's some shit on the moon, man, you're probably gonna see it. No, I mean,
Well,
how
we were
close?
talking
How
about-
close to the moon are they gonna get in that orbit? Like how
got
well? would you be able to
125
see?
miles.
You got to be pretty
200
close
kilometers.
to do a loop around the moon. You need to hug it pretty close.
Yeah, there's not that much gravity to it.
125 miles.
So, yeah,
So
That's like being in.
they're gonna complete a lunar transit, return to Earth.
Damn,
So
I'd love to do it myself.
The
man.
first passenger will be this Maezawa guy.
They're gonna do a VR capture of it. They're talking about, which isn't promising in 2018 because it would just be some mono, not stereoscopic or anything, just 360 panoramic or something. They
Right.
call it VR, but maybe by the time they do this in like 4 or 5 years, I'm hoping that it's like they're actually doing like photogrammetry and mapping the side of the ship, and it's like you can actually get a VR experience out of it, like looking out the window
Right.
and shit,
That'd
as
be cool.
opposed to just something.
So they're saying that SpaceX is going to send 2 private astronauts on this mission, crewed it'll be aboard a crewed Dragon spacecraft by 2018. It's going to be launched by the Falcon Heavy, which has been successfully done some test launches. However, Musk has since scrubbed this mission in favor of sending the Big Falcon rocket on a return mission around the moon. According to Musk, Maezawa approached SpaceX with the idea of taking artists on a lunar voyage to turn the entire ride into an art project called Dear Moon. Hashtag Dear Moon. The passengers will include a film director, a painter, a dancer, a novelist, a musician, a fashion designer. They definitely need a graphic designer and video editor on this trip, and they should call me. a sculptor, a photographer, and a musician.
I feel like they're missing the
musician
the everyman,
and a musician.
the everyman. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they need a schmuck.
yeah, the schmuck, exactly.
And
They should
once
take,
again,
they should take
call
Larry
Dan.
David. Yeah, or me. So yeah, definitely you definitely need a bald asshole. In which case, call me.
A dancer? What is a dancer gonna do on the moon? I mean, I guess you could like
Dance, sucker.
float around, spin around, and stuff. But like,
Come on, man! Don't knock zero G dancing
All
until
right, I
you
guess.
fucking paid for women to take their clothes off in it,
well, all right,
There you go.
You got a good point.
like they do on Ceres Station, dog.
Maybe.
I'm all about it. All right, so the Dear Moon website, which went live after the announcement, features a video that addresses the future of commercial space exploration and offers insight into Maezawa's hopes for the upcoming mission. The video states, Maezawa will invite artists that represent Earth on his journey to the moon. What will they feel when they see the moon, when they see the Earth in full view, and what will they create? Their works will certainly become a legacy for all humankind. An all-inspiring global universal art project is about to begin. You know what? I would rather see space exploration done in the spirit of art than I would see it done in the spirit of war and
commercialism or anything. Yeah.
Not even commercialism, but imperialism, like putting weapons in space and military space programs.
Well,
and
that's
shit.
definitely already done.
This guy's definitely got a good goal and end goal in mind. You know.
Yeah.
To get people there.
Now
for
the question is,
transformative experience.
all right, how is that going to play out with all this other shit? That's the big question.
What other shit?
You know what I'm talking about. The other shit. The
Secret
black
space
projects.
Well,
The black
clearly
space
they've got a
projects.
memo going around everybody, like, "Hey, everybody, just chill out for this week." You know,
Well, if
like a hurricane
Put the
warning.
shield up.
Evacuate zones A, B, and C for the.
I guess
secret
they would
space
have. I
program.
guess they would
activate stealth
probably
modes.
make him have a certain flight path. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well,
To
right.
keep it away from anything that may be up there.
I mean, if you're 100 and something miles above the moon, you're gonna have a pretty good view of like horizon to horizon, like a very clear view without an atmosphere of everything on the surface the whole way around it. I mean, the dark side you wouldn't see much, but you'd
Well, no, it's
see.
We were talking earlier about the autonomous weapon systems, right? What if there's an ancient autonomous weapon system that's still active on Phobos, and that's why everything that goes there gets shot the fuck down?
Could be.
What if it's not even autonomous?
What want there?
All right, let's check out this UFO
Phobos
sighting
gone?
in Ithaca. Okay. Oh, it's a helicopter.
Blub, 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 blub. It's a little fishy.
It's a helicopter.
Yeah, it does look like a helicopter. It looks exactly like a helicopter.
It's startling how much like a helicopter it looks like.
If it looked any more like a helicopter, I'd say it's a helicopter.
Look how it hovers. Like a helicopter.
Maybe somebody will throw a communist
Is there
at
any
it.
sound? Maybe there's a creepy, unexplainable UFO sound like the warp engines.
No, that's not it. I'm trying to look for the description here. I don't know where it went.
Oh, whoa! What is going on there?
What happened?
It just did a little.
It's turning.
It did a little something. I guess it was turning. Yeah, I think the guy's filming it very out of focus, and it's just it's
no
creating
doubt.
a weird effect. But yeah, it looks like a glare on maybe even a toy
I'm
helicopter.
just trying to see what his damn description is, man.
It's a helicopter.
Hey, you might want to change the video.
Whoa!
Oh,
Soothing.
nice. Here it is. All right. Black chopper turns into UFO, then back into chopper. Had no sound. UFO over turns into UFO. He's talking about when the helicopter turned.
I mean, it looked
turned
yeah.
into a UFO.
It had a glare on it, so it must have been some sort of
Let's see this
transformation
again.
beam.
Let's see this again.
I almost feel like he's panning over to give it extra speed. You know, like, look how fast it's moving.
I want to see this thing turn into a UFO.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Buckle up. Any second now. Here it comes.
It's a keyhole in the sky.
Any second now. Yeah.
Oh. He's talking about when he zoomed out and it got all out of focus and glary and it turned.
Yeah, I almost feel like he's filming it through a screen or something that's like further obscuring it. I bet you that's what he's doing. He's filming it through like a screen, zoomed in, and that's why it's not in focus, but that's also why it's has such a weird edge effect.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Turn or you'll fall. I'm gonna just go with helicopter on that one. Todos.
That girl was topless, man. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Is this what Facebook is now? Just like,
I guess.
up next, everyone's naked.
I guess, man.
Just drugs and nudity, man. This is the fucking... We're in the Weimar Republic, man. Just full-on degeneracy everywhere. Oh, look, it's another fucking eye. Mylar balloon.
It's at an angle.
It's probably the same one.
No, this is in Massachusetts on August 25th.
It's just a squiggle.
It's a skybug.
Maybe it's one of those inflatable arm guys who just got free.
Yeah.
He was getting high on helium and just got out of control.
The wind took him away. That's interesting. I don't know.
It's hard to make out.
You know, sometimes drafts can... I've seen paper bags, or plastic bags,
right,
like 200 feet in the air just hanging. And it could be like a piece of construction material or something like that. Like... not construction material, like that fencing, you know, that fabric type material,
like
something light,
Tyvek
like
or something.
Yeah, exactly, like that just got torn away and picked up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I definitely would have to like zoom this in. It looks like it's curving though, so I would say it's a type of material like that.
Yeah.
See it bending, flopping.
It's like a pool noodle or something, you know. Someone was just like, yeah. Just...
All right. Get out of here.
So they think Proxima B might actually have oceans on it.
Really?
Whoa. Yeah, Proxima Centauri B.
Wow. That's great. Where is that?
Proxima Centauri. It's like 4 light years from here.
4 light years.
We should ask the Vulcans if they've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably.
They probably stopped there on the way to take a swim and shit.
Yeah.
Alright, what's this? Filmed in Denmark.
Ooh.
July 28, 2011. Wow, that's so oldie. Oldie but goodie, huh? Whoa, did you see it?
Oh, dude.
Tell me that ain't what it was.
Yeah. This is before people knew about bugs. Back in 2011. It's a bee. Is this going to be a 5-minute video of looping this 2 seconds over and over again?
Yes, it is. That is exactly what you get in Odent City. It's a
Man,
bee
it looks like a
moving very
bumblebee to
quickly.
me.
It's a bullet.
It's one of those Mario bullets. Does it have a little face on it?
It's got wings.
It's like a bumblebee.
Man,
yeah, it's definitely a bumblebee.
It definitely went.
Let's
in
take
front
a
of
closer
that cloud,
look.
right?
Oh yeah.
Frame 1.
Oh, is he gonna invert the colors and shit, man?
Probably.
Yep.
Here's what it looks like with a bezel effect.
The bezel
Here's what it
effect.
looks like. Yep. There you go.
I fucking called it, man. This tells us all sorts of interesting things.
I mean, you can't. I mean,
As
it's
you
probably.
can see, it's still a part of the image.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, bugs exist. That's like an unfortunate thing.
I mean, I would probably say bug 'em up, bug 'em up, bug 'em up, bug 'em up, bug 'em up. Hey, there's your ladies again.
Dude, I'm trying to figure out why these are all in fucking Spanish, man. Like,
I don't know. Man.
it's weird.
I guess.
It's like I
I
haven't been on
wonder if
Facebook
they got
in a
like
while,
a
and this whole
UFO genre of porn in Spain or something.
This whole YouTube knockoff thing that Facebook is doing is new. I haven't seen this yet. It's very it's like 20 million views. You know, I mean,
Oh, come on, man! It looks like a jet. I gotta wonder where these people live that they've never seen a jet.
yeah, I know, dude. I think we're a little overly used to it. Really, we see quite a lot of air traffic around here for.
Yeah, that's definitely a plan. What could that be?
Wait a second here. Let's do a rewind.
They're not
on
even
that.
trying.
Let's do a slow-mo loop and invert the colors. Yeah, Yeah, it looks
Well,
like...
he live right by an airport too? Because those planes were low, man.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it looks like he's out in California somewhere with his...
I don't know, man.
Arizona
I guess he's talking about the shiny
Yeah,
one. It looked like a plane to me,
Dude,
man.
it looked exactly like a plane. I can't even read that to make fun of the fucking emulate the words.
He noticed what appeared to be a trail and saw a bright light. It appeared to be hovering or moving very slowly, and then I noticed it coming from my right towards the object, but underneath a large black plane. While in the process of parking my car, I noticed the object was heading southeast towards northeast. I parked the car, got out of my car, and walked around in front, and I saw the object directly east moving in a northern direction. Coming from the north left and heading east was a large black plane. So it reversed direction quickly.
But he was driving
So it
when
was
he saw that.
something disguised as a
It's-
plane.
I don't know. I have a little trouble believing his take on it if he's driving around and moving himself when he's like trying to gauge the direction of this thing, because that can be very deceptive. It can look like planes are hanging in the air, you know, and it could have just banked slightly, and it looks like I don't know. Without seeing it really in the video, it just looks like a fucking plane. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it'd have to be slowed down and enlarged a little bit to really... Florida. Hi, babe. Is this the same one? Yeah.
Video.
That was in Florida.
Video.
Altamonte,
5.7 million views.
Springs,
That's
Florida.
why I had to stop making videos right there. Video. 5.7 million views.
It's like an ass.
It's a butt.
It's
drawing.
an ass.
Yeah, it's just a butt.
It's a 1 minute video.
Welcome to Idiocracy, my friends.
That's why I don't try anymore. That's why I stopped trying, everybody.
Yep.
I need a better system.
You really do.
Black triangle.
Yo, you care if I bring up the whole misfood thing before the end of the show? Because
Misfood?
yeah, Joe's a misfood.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
Misfood. Is he like a spy?
That is weird.
That's a little weird. Oh,
Oh, that's it? Of
why would you
course,
stop?
man.
I mean, it looks like light reflecting off of something that's hanging up there because the way the light is at such a dramatic angle. It's like the sun is just set. You know what I mean? So if there was some sort of a...
That is weird.
It looks like a reflection from something in the glass.
Well,
No, I don't think that was in
it's
the
out
glass,
there, but I
though.
think it's like something that's reflecting so much light that it's you can't distinguish. It's so bright because it's literally like it's the brightest thing you're seeing in the frame because it's reflecting all the sunlight as it, you know, which the sun I don't know.
Yeah, but what is it?
I would guess another blimp, man. They're out in the west,
Weird.
and they have these wide open expanses out there where it's more common to see blimps, weather blimps and stuff, man. They really do fly them around.
It's a weather balloon. Huh?
A weather balloon.
I definitely wouldn't call it a black triangle.
Yeah.
What we got here? That's a case of the classic orbs.
Yeah. I'm glad not see orbs really coming up anymore. I mean, I'm sure there are people that are still...
That's just again. I mean...
I don't know, man.
Looks like you need some focus.
What's the...
Bofus?
Saw an orb uprise in the distance, and it turned into a multicolored lighted UFO. Okay, let's peep that.
Wait.
Let's peep the multicolored lighted
Hold on,
UFO.
it looks like it's about to focus. That is definitely an airplane out of focus. Like with the red and the blue light
Yeah,
blinking.
blinking. Yep.
Or red and green
I
or whatever
gotcha.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
The other one might be a planet or something.
What other one?
The one that was, it's like down here.
What?
I'd say that's
Whoa.
a plane.
No, that don't look like a plane.
Yeah, dude. That's like a little
It's
like
got
a
way
little
too many
Cessna or
lights on it,
something,
man.
man. Probably flashing. I mean, it looks like a small twin-seater plane with like some landing lights.
Is it like rolling now? It's like rolling, or is he rolling the camera?
It's flying over his head, and he's panning and watching it go the other direction now. Like he's
yeah, I
can
can see it now from the back. It looked like there was too many lights moving.
It looked like he had a. Wait, this is really important. No, it looked like he had a. It looked like he had a row of LEDs, like flashers, on the front of his wing of like a small plane.
Right.
You know? Wow. Collection. Blah, blah, blah. Wow, this is amazing.
What we got here? We got here UFO sighting in Hong Kong.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, Dan. I'm sorry, I forgot, man. This will be the last one. Then you can do your. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, that's kind of silly looking.
That's a little weird. I almost want to say CG-ish because it's so close to the building that it looks exactly locked to. You know what I mean? I want to say another AE student, maybe.
It is quite short for an object like that.
Yeah.
There's no appearance and disappearance, so.
It looks like a sky kayak.
It's definitely interesting. I don't know.
I mean, if you saw that in the sky, you would think you would.
Keep filming?
Yeah, keep filming for a little bit longer than 10 seconds.
Yeah, especially if it's just floating there like that. Like, that's pretty weird.
I mean, if I was going to make a hoax clip, it would look almost exactly like this, you know? A nice patch in the sky. I would track it right to the edge of that building. That X right there would be my tracking point. And that looks like exactly what he's locked onto. And it's interesting, you know, the shape of it's definitely difficult to, you know, discern what the shape actually is. I think it's intentional, but that's an interesting approach to it, you know. I give him kudos again, but I think it's maybe it just looks like a hoax. So it's like, being that there's not any more, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it wouldn't being so short like that.
Yeah, it's another thing. If you're doing a clip like that and you're doing it so manually, where you're going almost frame by frame, to, you know, you're not going to do a minute and a half of it. You're going to
no
do
way,
5
dude.
seconds,
It would take
you know?
forever, man.
Exactly, dude. You get tired of doing it after a while.
All right, so what? It's a tennis ball.
Oh my god! It looks just like a mouse cursor.
Oh, he's talking about that thing up on the horizon there.
That's the moon.
I don't know if that's the moon. Oh, it
I'm
might be. It
pretty
looks
sure
like
it's
it.
the
Yeah,
moon.
he's got a very wide angle on that camera, so it's probably. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the moon, guys.
Well, now if it
I don't know,
takes
the
off
moon-
and
the
flies
moon-
away, is it still the moon?
I'm willing to bet that it's the moon, because you know what? Like, it looks a lot smaller and a lot darker in space. Like, when you're on the Earth's surface, it looks so bright because it's like the biggest thing in the sky.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like a circular body, but I feel like the moon would just have like a larger appearance. I know that it would not appear huge, you know, and if he's got a very wide lens, then the moon would look very small. But it still looks a little smaller than I would expect.
Well, this is from the ISS. I wonder if there's any other film of the moon.
Well, it's almost
from
what
the
I was
ISS
going to
compared to.
Yeah, actually from the ISS that might.
That this is from the ISS.
Yeah, that might explain it. Because they definitely use a camera, you know, camera's positioned towards the Earth.
It definitely
shooting
seems
the Earth.
like it's something in orbit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's moving with the Earth or whatever.
Well, maybe. It's not. You can't rule out the moon from its movement. You know what I mean?
It hasn't
could
done
definitely
anything. It's raised up, but that's because you're going closer
Right.
to it as you
You're
orbit.
coming around the edge of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the ISS itself is coming around the limb of the Earth, so...
Oh, there's my house down there. Nice.
Hey, it's Hurricane Florence.
Hey.
It looks like it was coming up over the west coast.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much of anything that's making
Like that
me...
looks like the Rockies or something down there.
Where'd it go? What's going on?
I think it's already out of frame at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a linear path. It's definitely. I'd probably agree with Dan. I think
It's the
it's
moon.
Yeah, it's the moon.
All
It's
right,
the
so-
moon. All right,
Dude,
Dan.
this is the least comfortable couch, man.
I know.
Damn.
Sorry.
Where's all my Patreon?
Yeah,
money?
so-
Definitely not on the couch.
Yeah.
Not on the couch. This guy, Joe... Alright, there's this guy named Professor Joe Mifsud. Mifsud. M-I-F-S-U-D. This guy supposedly is a ghost, and he's on the run from the Americans,
Ooh.
the Russians, and the Italians.
That's pretty spooky.
So, this guy, who is this guy, and why is he a big deal? Alright, well, Maltese professor Joseph Mifsud, who has gained international notoriety for allegedly being the person who connected the Trump campaign to the Russians looking to derail Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign, is not only on the run from the Americans, the Russians, and the press, but he's also on the run from the Italian judicial authorities, who've been able to track down this wayward academic, and they're all like, hey! So
where the fuck is this guy coming from now? All of a sudden, there's
this
this
week,
fucking mystery.
my buddy
professor.
Brandon brought this up to me,
I've
right?
never heard of this guy at all.
Exactly, a lot of people haven't, but apparently this guy's the linchpin in a lot of critical stuff that's going on, like with the government, the state basically eating itself right now. This guy is kind of connected peripherally to a lot of things. So this guy was described as a ghost after neither he nor his lawyers turned up in court on Wednesday in Italy. This week he was a no-show in the courts of Palermo, where he was to answer charges along with two others of having unjustifiably inflated salaries at a university consortium in Agrigento, Sicily, where he presided almost a decade ago. His role in the ongoing American investigation into Russia's role in the last U.S. election had nothing to do with the Sicilian University case, but the common denominator is that nobody can find this guy. After his failure to present himself in court this week, Mifsud waived his right to defend himself, and a verdict will be reached in absentia. But during the court case, Italian prosecutors described how they sought Mifsud out in January of last year at his last known address in Rome. There was nobody at the address, the doorbell did not bear his name, and the neighbors told the judiciary officer that they'd never seen this guy. The subject is not known. There are no apparent signs of his presence.
Hold on. What is independent.com.mt?
From the Maltese branch of the independent.co.uk.
Oh, they license from com.mt.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So BuzzFeed, let's see,
But why would
I know more pictures.
the court told Mifsud told that Mifsud disappeared after giving an interview to Italian newspaper La Repubblica, published on 1st November 2017. It's long been suggested that court documents filed by U.S. Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team by U.S. Democrats and the media that the Maltese professor Joseph Mifsud was connected to Russian intelligence, but that assumption that Mifsud was working on behalf of the Kremlin and contacted Donald Trump's campaign team to tell them about the hacked Hillary emails has come under fresh scrutiny. U.S. federal prosecutor Andrew McCarthy recently said in a televised interview that the fishiest parts of the story are, is Mifsud really a Russian agent? U.S. court documents from the special counsel's office refer to Mifsud as an overseas professor with substantial connections to the Russian government officials. So the Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee, in their report on Russia's attempt interference in the election last April, described Mifsud as being Kremlin-linked. However, Mifsud also had Western ties at academic institutions like the Link Campus University in Rome, University of Stirling in Scotland, and the London Academy of Diplomacy and the London Centre for International Law Practice. And if he was not working for Russia, why did he then approach Trump campaign aide George Papadopoulos in April 2016, who was also a Clinton attaché back in the day, Pepperidge Farm remembers, saying that the Russians had dirt that could damage Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign. Papadopoulos then met Australian diplomat Alexander Downer over drinks in London and told him about his conversations with Mifsud. Downer apparently then passed on the information to U.S. officials, which led to the FBI opening the Russia investigation in 2016.
That's some fucking bullshit right there. That's the 15th version of that shit that I've heard at this point. Like, I'm done trying to get sold on this shit, dudes. It's not happening. It didn't fucking happen. I mean, like, come on, man. This is so stupid,
So,
man.
but the question is, why...
They're gonna just have some body now, and they're gonna say, look, Trump killed him because he doesn't want the truth to get... It's so stupid, man. It's so stupid. It's like...
Well, here's the
it's like they're playing
Republican.it
fucking
article.
checkers or something, man.
And apparently this is dated, no, that's the Republica thing from 2017. But then just recently, the whole thing is, like, why is this guy a ghost? Why can't anybody find him?
Well, I mean... who's necessarily trying to find him except for some Italian newspaper or something, for one thing. He might just be like, yeah, nah. You know? It doesn't necessarily mean he's a ghost. It's a little dramatic. He could be, if he's involved in something, you know, like one of the investigations, he could be being questioned, you know? He could have been picked up and, you know, they're getting information from him or something, you know? But that, I don't know.
Well,
Mifsud.
yeah. A buddy of mine brought this up to me and said that this guy could be actually like at the center of a pretty large conspiracy that ties together a bunch of random stuff, but mainly Clinton and Trump.
Mm-hmm. Sex kids. Did you hear the scuba diver was suing Elon Musk or something, calling him a pedophile?
No. Oh yeah, about the whole Thailand cave rescue thing.
Yeah. Pedophile kids.
So
Elon Musk has
like scuba divers.
Freedom of speech, man. He can make a comment like that without fucking. It's not. You can't fucking sue someone for.
Well, I don't know. I guess legally he would have to say allegedly pedophiles.
So here you go. Mifsud is a Maltese professor
He never said specifically like he's a pedophile. He just said he said like that, which is weird, or so he alluded to it. So
well, there, as far as I'm concerned, anybody who's gone to Epstein's Island is a damn pedophile, and that includes the whole lot of them: Clinton's, Trump, Epstein, fucking Obama, all of them.
Fucking what's his name in the wheelchair?
Yeah. Mifsud is a Maltese professor who, according to the rumors and anticipations of the Russiagate investigation, has approached George Papadopoulos, the aide of Trump during the campaign, to help him contact Russian authorities in the Kremlin, even for organizing a meeting between Trump and Putin. Mifsud is said to have given the aide dirty information on Clinton collected by the Russians. This is nonsense, Mifsud comments. Friendship is friendship, but Papadopoulos doesn't tell the truth. The only thing I did was facilitate contacts between the official and unofficial sources to resolve a crisis. It is usual business everywhere. I put think tanks in contact, groups of experts, and groups in contact with groups of other experts, he says. I am also a member of the European Council on Foreign Relations, he adds.
Oh.
And which is the only foundation I am a member of? The Clinton Foundation. Between you and me, my thinking is left-leaning, but I predicted Trump's victory as well as Brexit. Everyone wants peace. If the governments don't talk to each other, we must keep the citizens talking to each other. Okay, but what about the email stolen from Clinton? The dirty job offered to Papadopoulos? I don't know. I strongly deny any accusation, any discussion of mine about secrets concerning Hillary Clinton. I swear on my daughter. I don't know anyone belonging to the Russian government. The only Russian I know is Ivan Timofeev, director of the think tank Russian International Affairs Council, which is based at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the Russian Federation, but this is meaningless.
Sounds pretty...
Mifsud underlines that he and Papadopoulos met 3 or 4 times overall. He came here in Italy and Rome with other 7 experts of international relations working for the London Center of International Law Process. We were dining, and if I remember well, he announced that we would join Trump's electoral campaign team. But after that, we kept in touch via email or when we subsequently met in person. But let's be clear, the Russians did not ask me to meet Mr. Papadopoulos. Mr. Papadopoulos asked me for contacts in several areas. I proposed someone in the Arabian Gulf, then in Latin America, a hot issue for Trump after his remarks on the wall at the border with Mexico, and then Russia and the European Council. They chose Russia as they were interested in sanctions against Moscow, NATO, Ukraine, and a more stable relationship with Russia. A topic very sensitive also for the Russians. So he says, let's see. Later, Mifsud arrived in Moscow for a meeting, and on that occasion he understood what the Russians really thought about. I understood they were really skeptical about the possibility of changing the status quo under the presidency either of Clinton or Trump. I talked about this topic also with Russian Foreign Ministry Sergei Lavrov when the EU elected a new president of the European Commission. After Barroso changed, chances of a new course were a bit higher. I suggested foundations to keep talking, and the bypass was still Timofeev. I am not a secret agent. I never got any money from the Russians. My conscience is clear. Great. Then, though, he introduced to Timofeev's Putin's niece, that wasn't his real niece. She's just a student and a very good-looking one. As many other students, I introduced her at the London Center. Papadopoulos came in, and I learned about his interest in her, very different from an academic one. He offered her to go with him to America. Putin wasn't involved at all, totally an invention. Same as Mubarak's niece, Mifsud laughs. What a stupid thing. Yes, I put my finger on it. That girl, she has nothing to do with the Kremlin or the Secret Service. Anyhow, I already talked to the FBI when the State Department invited me to a conference on Capitol Hill.
Jesus Christ, that was like a bad fucking spy novel.
Yeah, this is so stupid, man. It's like they're trying to ride a dead horse. Like the horse is dead, they're done beating it, and now they're like, come on, let's go. Yep,
well, anyhow...
there may be something behind all this. I don't know. I couldn't get past that article, man.
Dude, if there was anything there, man, it would have fucking it wouldn't be this 2 years later. It's still, you know, oh, maybe they'll indict someone, and maybe Manafort will like turn on, flip on everybody.
Any of them sealed indictments get unsealed yet?
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure. I haven't heard any news on that.
Mm-hmm.
There's supposed to be like fucking $4,000 or something now, 4,000 of them or something. I haven't been keeping up with it.
So the guy, you know, granted, if you know somebody if you know for a fact that they're a spy, then they're not a very good spy.
I'm a spy.
I knew it.
All right, guys. Well, we went 12 minutes over.
Woo! Yeah.
We're making up an extra 12 minutes for you guys for taking the last 8 months off.
It doesn't really make up for it.
Shut up, you got some money worth, boy.
Yeah, it doesn't make up for all the time we missed, but, you know.
We're going to have to keep going another 2 hours.
We missed all of you, our dear sweet listeners. We missed everyone who's been part of the show. Big thanks to Tess for keeping the shit posting going while my computer's been down and Don's been under the weather. Big thanks to everybody who posted stuff for the show. Shout outs to Penny and Elena. And you guys, see you next week. And what was I going to say? I think we might have a guest next week, but we are getting guests back, so there'll be that.
Hey, I'm a fucking guest.
You're not a guest. You're a co-host.
Oh, okay. I just got upgraded.
See you guys next week.